I know I was crashing. Let me just go and put something else out so y'all can forget about that. I was in there like, yuckity yuck yuck.
Kev, you're in pain, man.
Does it hurt?
It's discomfort. What is it, Nicki? What is it, Nicki? What?
Nicki Minaj
You want
retires.
sunglasses?
Retires to start a family.
Did they give you the cataracts ones? The ones with the big
No.
sides when you go? That would be kind of funny.
Tires to.
Have a family.
I was gonna put Nicki Minaj for tires.
Then give you the center shades?
No, they gave me some.
The
cool
retro?
goggles.
Give you
They on here,
goggles?
they on here like, where y'all at? It's fine. Because I put an announcement that we're going to go live at 11:15. They're like, where y'all at? I done took all my break. Where y'all at? Y'all late. I'm like, all right.
Why you say 11:15?
That's what we said we were going to do.
Took a guess.
We should probably start off talking about your eyes.
We'll do that on the main episode.
Oh, okay. Baby Jesus, details. Oh, man.
Kev.
Oh, you put it in his eyes, man.
They said we're on that CP time. I don't.
I've never been like, if I ever would have had to wear contacts, I just would have had to have glasses. I just don't think I could put a little thing like that on my eye and take it off. And I like be lazy, so I know you're supposed to change them. I probably have them in heck long. They probably like start scratching my eyeballs and my retina. It just wouldn't be good.
You just add a D in retina?
Cornea. That's the part you put it on. That's why I got the surgery.
You cornier than me.
You got both of them set up?
I'm trying to line this one back up to where
What's the cornea?
The front part of your eye.
And
That's what you put the contact on.
the retina's in the back.
I don't know what that is, but I know the cornea is the part you put your eye on.
I think the retina is the thing that connects your eyeball in the back. I don't know.
I wonder if like different animals be suffering with their vision.
Hey guys.
Cause you ain't never seen like a bear with glasses. Like what do animals do when they
How
can't
would
see
bears
their-
have glasses, bro?
Because you ain't never seen a bear with glasses.
They used to be out there in the wilderness not seeing stuff. There ain't nothing they can do.
You walking into trees. Ah, man. Trying to get bears LASIK is the funniest thing.
Tell me when we're live so I don't say anything.
Oh, there's 100 people in here.
Oh! I missed the tour, man. I be checking my Delta app. Ain't no flights on there.
I wouldn't go somewhere.
I keep looking at my suitcase like I want to pack. Yeah, I do.
How did we do this last time?
You staggered up on top.
Alright, well. Shouldn't look too crazy.
Have you got on Snowfall yet?
I need to start it.
Let me know when you get to the third season.
You already told me this.
I'm about to finish it this weekend. Oh, I'm ready.
I know it's good because people are spoiling it online. I got
Superman, I seen. I was like, get offline, Tony.
Started watching this car restoration joint on Netflix.
Tuesday. Huh?
Started watching this this show that's based out of these spot called Rust Valley in like Vancouver, and it's like these like rednecks just restoring cars.
Is redneck a derogatory term? Is that like the N word for white people?
I hope not.
Are we supposed to say it?
I hope not, 'cause I feel like I use it fairly loosely.
I don't want you to get dragged.
I don't want to get dragged.
Guys, ask the right person. Is redneck a derogatory term?
I don't know.
Kev, you're hurt. You didn't even hit your eye.
Oh, man.
Oh no, Kev, I'm sorry. But just hit your eye out.
Man, we gotta do something. Let's get him some ice cream.
Kev's hurt, guys.
Dang it. It's 3 in a row.
Order some ice cream, Josh.
All right, ready?
Nice. Ask the right pack. Is redneck a derogatory term?
They're not rednecks.
Not derogatory. No,
It's
we'd
not?
never drag you. Well, that's not the.
But is redneck like offensive to white people?
I don't know.
Well, look here.
Which is the main one?
This is the live. This, I mean, it's close enough.
We be looking at each other anyway. It's mostly when you look at the camera that.
All right, don't yell. I'll just say.
All right.
Ready? All right. What up? This. Do you need to do a slate?
No.
What up? This is your boy Dope Boy.
And Kev on stage.
This is another installment of Started Off to the Left Righteous and ratchet, and Kevin just got surgery for his eyes, and he sees better, and now he has watery eyes. But he ain't got to wear glasses or contacts, but he still eats snacks, and we're here. What's up, man?
What's up?
Yeah, it's just me and you this time, man. I love having guests, but I like when it's just us two.
Man, they were frying up.
Oh.
You didn't really be with
Let
us.
them talk.
You listen to my vision and journalist. We don't want to hear you.
Jeez, it's just like,
Let me tell you though.
dude, it's so annoying.
They are right.
Yeah,
I mean, there's two reasons. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you
We're
why.
cutting each other off now.
I'm gonna tell you why. Two things. Most important, we are comedians first. If it ain't funny, we'd be like, it was trash.
Yeah.
There's so many episodes we shut up, be like, that wasn't funny enough, man. So I feel like we'd be like, let me jump in and say something funny. Number two, we like to hear ourselves talk.
Why do you think I have the headphones on? I can't get enough of the sound of my voice.
Right.
I hear it now, but I want to hear it more.
Number three, this is the most important. We are not trained journalists.
We're not. We're just guys.
We're just people talking.
And then y'all just be like, you just need. This is what I don't like. I never respond to it. But when people come to you, like, you need to get a new co-host. He is terrible.
They say that?
Yes. I'm like,
I've been thinking about it.
like, I be like, I produced this show, guys. Like, what? Like, I get it, and I get that we'll try to do better, but be patient.
That is constructive criticism, though.
But sometimes I feel they go too far.
Well,
they call me annoying and say I need to be
not that. I'm talking about somebody was like, and this is the last comment I read, and I was like, I'm out of here. They were like, I love Kevin Doe, but they need some serious media training. And I was just like, and then they said with love, and I was like, I'm out of here. And I tried to delete the comment, but I was in the wrong YouTube app, and I couldn't delete it. I was like, nah, you shut up.
Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes somebody say something I don't like, I'll just be like, I deleted it. You never said it at all.
On your personal stuff?
No, like on my, like just in general. I'll be like,
especially it's a long paragraph.
Wow, man.
You did all that, paste, delete.
So we are gonna work on it. We have been.
No one's got the laptop.
The docket out.
He's
so
producing.
come on, man. In that bag. It's in that zone. So we are going to go ahead and get right into the proceedings this evening. Speaking of female rappers quitting their careers smack dab in the middle of their prime.
Well,
she's not smack dab in the middle of her prime.
She's not in the middle of her prime.
no.
How old is Nicki? She 36.
I don't know.
That's a
I'm
good
not
question.
saying
Let's
by age.
not get that messed up. Hold on.
I'm not saying prime by age. I'm saying prime by like.
You feel like her best
ability.
music is behind her?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Bro,
I don't.
What?
Okay, we're gonna. Oh, we're going to talk about it. Okay, so if you guys don't know, if you've been sleeping under a rock, Nicki Minaj.
You don't even have to be sleeping under a rock.
She's 36.
She's 36. Okay.
Yeah.
So Nicki Minaj, very very successful hip hop artist that sold over 100 million records.
One of the greatest female MCs at her prime.
She just decided to inexplicably
Hang up that microphone.
Hang up that mic. So basically what happened was, so here, this was her official statement, because you guys know how we be just kind of winging it sometimes. What happened?
Did she delete it?
She deleted the tweet?
I don't know.
How are people able to delete tweets?
You just click delete.
The whole hyperlink and everything.
You're just so proud of your production.
For real. Hold on a second.
I'll pull it up for you. Nicki Minaj.
I wonder if we got any Nicki stands in the right pack.
No bars.
Oh, apparently she's made a new tweet this month. Okay.
Oh, she deleted the tweet. It's gone.
Okay, because now she made a. Okay.
I'm sure they screenshotted it and posted it in one of the.
Definitely screenshot. That's why I felt like the page didn't exist.
But hold on, because I did such diligent work.
Hold on. Here you go.
Okay.
Oh, she deleted it.
She apologized for the.
Can you please just address this retirement thing that somebody tweeting at Nicki?
Okay.
You never left us so hurt your entire career. We're just hurting Nicki. It's us. It's the barbs, please. Nicki, I'm still here, still madly in love with you guys.
Babe.
But essentially she said,
So basically in her tweet, and I'm happy now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
It was like, you guys are probably happy now. People were like,
This is it.
Yeah. Here's the exact.
Okay, here we go.
I decided to retire and have my family. I know you guys are happy now. To my fans, keep repping me. Do it to the death of me. Kiss emoji, heart emoji, unicorn emoji.
So, and when, God, why are people this way?
And the worst part is,
Jeez.
so the first reply tweet you see to a big tweet is either the person who tweets whatever or likes, retweets, whatever. So so that tells me that the majority of people were like,
going on the response. Really?
woohoo!
And CNN,
We did it.
got her out of here. Gee, so CNN actually reached out to her representatives for verification of this. They confirmed it, and they said that so they're saying like, yeah, she's.
Oh, she said yes to that.
But then she circled back. The next.
Rappers be retiring and unretiring though. I feel like Jay retired. He was supposed to retire with the Black Album.
Yes, he came back. But see, some people be retiring. People be like,
retired with the Asian woman.
People were coming at him for that. We gotta talk about that. Okay,
Let me tell you what's something about that. Let's just pause and go back to Nicki.
Okay.
Who that person is? So they calling her.
Oh.
She's just another. She's a Disney character or a Disney, and her accuser was her husband. She lost her memory.
Oh, I did. It was trash. I was like, none of this makes sense.
It's the worst movie ever.
Okay, yeah.
But that Asian girl is Brenda Song.
That's his girl? Oh, that's not. Oh, that's not.
No, they were just calling his girl Brenda Song. That's also racist.
I don't understand. Why can't he date who he want to date?
I'm gonna tell you because there's a black standard, a double standard with black women, and y'all feel how y'all feel, but it's true. Black women celebrate black women dating outside their race. Serena marries Alexis Ohanian.
Yay!
Rihanna has, I don't know if her voice is right, but he's not black. Girl, do you get you? Jeezy married an Asian woman. Why you don't love a black woman? Jay Ellis, why you don't love a black woman? It's like, what?
Why are we so worried about what other people are doing? Let people be who they want to be.
If we didn't worry about what other people were doing, we wouldn't have a podcast.
Yeah, that's right. I gotta keep worrying about what everybody is doing. But I'm just saying, like, to judge people, if you happy, you happy.
I think people want black men to be with black women, and they want black women to be happy.
You know what this really? You know what this really
What is it really
boldly
just
outlined
really
to me?
just boldly
Hold
outlined to me?
up. They're saying it's buffering, but it's not. So I don't know. Does this phone have a service? Or no? This is
yours is too.
Oh no, it's working. Okay.
No, it should be good.
Yeah,
Why'd you
because
buffering for
it
that?
wasn't. Okay, I don't know what happened. Because it
I'll
wasn't.
keep an eye here.
It wasn't spinning at all.
You know what this definitely makes me realize?
What?
Nicki must not have been that important to any of us because we got off of that really quick and hopped straight to Jeezy.
You know what's funny?
I was like, she retired, so Jeezy would have done it.
I can't ever say I was the hugest Nicki fan.
You had a bar?
No. I'm a chocolate bar. I feel like her best verse ever was her Monster feature.
Absolutely.
I mean, she really. I liked her at first.
No, but this is okay. I'm not gonna cut you off. Go ahead. Say your thoughts.
I liked her. I liked her. She was fun. She was like, I'm British.
Like a parade. Nice seats.
I thought she was creative and interesting and all that stuff. I didn't really feel one way. Like Trey Songz. I don't really feel one way or the other about Trey Songz. He just be out here doing his thing. I don't be like, Trey Songz. Trey
This
Songz.
is Trey Songz.
He's just out here. Like Nicki was doing what she was doing.
That's not fair though.
Over the last couple of years, she seemed to be
coming unglued in front of our eyes.
The angry.
angry.
I'll tell you where she went wrong is when she clapped at Cardi.
I don't think that she was.
I'm gonna tell you why it came across like that, and it's the spoken reasons effect. People were mad at Nicki for what she did, and then she had to fight through, which she did. Like, nobody was coming to her defense. No other women MCs were like bigged her up.
Right.
She came and got out the mud. And then people were like, okay, now you big, you help Cardi. And she was like, no. You will suffer. Like, but that is common.
Right.
A lot of people feel like, nah, if I had to get out the mud, you got to get out the mud.
Right.
It's very rare for people to be like, nah, man, I don't want you to have to go through what I went through. So I make your life that much harder.
Right.
So
that's
bitter.
the thing.
Yes. Janelle A said she came out bitter, and I feel like that's the best description of Nicki over the last year or two. She be on Queen Radio just yelling.
She came out bitter about
hands up it.
she.
But
Wanna
see,
get right?
but
The slaves.
this is the thing though. Is it really that her doing that? Because I don't feel like she was like that in the beginning. I feel like this game can change you. Since I was always talking about but hear what I'm saying. How about how we're always talking about how celebrities and such are so heavily scrutinized on social media. The rise of social media has really been the last 10, 12 years. Maybe people just because Cardi's had some moments where she flipped out. Like I think people just get so heavily scrutinized.
I think the difference between Cardi is her entire career has been her flipping out.
Sure.
She always is on Instagram ranting about something.
Right.
Nicki came across way composed for a long time.
It seems like she got jaded by the game, and then she got like you guys said, like bitter because her album sales weren't moving the way Travis's did when those
Oh,
first
that
dropped.
was another
The
thing.
whole merch.
Yeah.
She made a whole big old deal about like, oh, it's not right to sell albums with the
With the
T-shirt.
package deal
But at the end of
stuff.
the day, man, people are just gonna sell. People always sold bundles like collectors
Yeah.
packs, all that stuff. So I like between that and then her tour not selling.
Hold
Her
on, somebody
tour-
wants me to explain. I'm sorry, Josh. Somebody
Okay.
wants to explain the Spoken Reasons comment. I'm going to because he's a friend of ours, and we're hopefully going to have him on the podcast soon.
Yes.
All these traditional old head comedians were mad at Spoken Reasons for being a comedian, even though he never called himself a stand-up comedian.
Right.
A comedian, and he was just on the phone. He was on YouTube. So then when Spoken Reasons was put on, Spoken Reasons was also like, oh, y'all just some phone people. Y'all don't know how to use cameras. So when people were coming up on Instagram and Vine, he didn't respect them the same way
The other people
that
didn't
the
respect him.
traditional comedians didn't respect what he was doing on the
That
internet.
makes perfect sense.
He didn't respect what people were doing on Instagram.
Right.
YouTube was what he considered traditional.
That was his
That
intro
was his
comedy.
things. Yeah. So that's what that's the comment that I was making.
I honestly feel that I feel like Nicki Minaj, and I know that I always make a joke about that, like people being slept on. I feel like her impact on the game doesn't get recognized nearly enough. She was dope. Like she
Really?
was holding her own with other rappers. Like she literally held her own with Jay and Kanye. Like what other female rapper was really doing that? What other female rapper can you tell me has held her own with Jay on a record? Like that's what I feel like she.
Who was the girl on the?
I don't know if there's that.
You know what I'm saying? Because like she really did a lot.
What's that Jay-Z record? The girl had like she just had that verse. Was it Big Pimpin' or A to the Izzo? A Marie or something? A something?
Foxy Brown?
No, not Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown had her own on that song though.
But Foxy Brown didn't like. But I feel like
She came up in a different era though, where
Right.
you had to be able to bar out
right
to be on some of these records.
And I feel like the other female rappers that came before that may have like used sexuality and like
Emil
Emil
was
Emil
the
was-
Jay-Z.
She was terrible.
No, not on that song with Jay-Z she was.
What? Can I get a?
Can I get a?
She didn't write that. Jay wrote that.
How you know?
She did not write
How
that.
do you know?
She never came out with any other music.
So a lot of people only have one feature.
Because I could tell Jay wrote that. It
How?
sounded
How do you
like Jay.
know?
Let's look it up. I can almost bet me.
I don't know strong enough to bet you, but I'll bet you.
You always have to resort to a bet, man. Just sit down.
Check it out.
All right, hold on.
Or you gonna check all music?
Who wrote Emil's
Actually, probably look it up on title.
verse?
People are saying Jay wrote it.
Yeah, of course.
No, keep checking.
Can I get a?
Can I get a head up? I did a bad up. Can I get a?
Emil? Is her name Emil? Can I? Song recorded. It was released. Oh.
Right there. It says writers.
Writers. Do you see her name? Okay.
Click it.
All right.
She's gonna have some writing credit on that.
One man track listing. Charts. Yeah, let's go.
Go up. Might be in the drop down.
Okay, songs known for the concerts, stick to vinyl, social city release, Jack Jackson. Okay, is this here? Songwriters. Oh, Sean Carter.
Robin
Jeff-
Mays. I bet you that's Emil's real
Hold
name.
on. Let's see. All right.
But that's
She
not really show you
absolutely,
how
she
much
absolutely.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
but
she absolutely
sounded just
has.
like it.
Check in if it's Robin Mays. Because if it ain't Robin Mays, then she didn't write any of
Okay,
it.
hold on a second.
Please, Robin Mays. Please have written your own verse.
Yeah.
No, just put Robin Mays. Oh shit! You know she ain't making it. Her name ain't even in Google. Put a mill.
What's
Just put a mill.
Emil, real name. That's her name.
Nah! So Robin Mays must have wrote it.
Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, she didn't. We didn't put nothing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And she's not really considered. Like that was the only song I feel like she ever did. So
She held her own bar for bar on that song.
because he wrote it. That was him. That was him featuring him.
So
So, and I feel like the other female MCs that kind of made an impact, Foxy Brown, never really put. Actually, I think she had one album.
Missy.
Missy was that 10-year break where Missy
I say
just
if you
took
go, but I say if you go bar for bar, I'm taking Nicki. Easy.
Over Missy?
Bars?
Over Missy
Over
Elliott.
bar.
Over
If we're just
Missy
talking-
Elliott.
If we're just talking
Ow.
lyrics.
Ow.
If we're
Physically
talking,
fight you
if we're
against-
talking lyrics.
Missy
Rap,
Elliott.
just raps.
Just rap. Missy
is way more melodic and sings on.
No.
Are you
I'm
saying
not doing this on a Friday.
Lyrically, you're saying Missy is better than Nicki?
Yes.
Absolutely not. No.
Let's fight.
No.
Are you forgetting who Missy is?
Are you forgetting who Nicki is? And this is me being a critic of Nicki at times.
You are
She is a
for
better
real.
rapper.
Friendship on the table. This is our friendship on the table.
All jokes
You
aside.
really mean to tell me you think Nicki Minaj
and
is
I
a
am
better rapper?
Bar for
than
bar.
Missy?
Yes.
Melissa.
Listen.
Misdemeanor
Let me tell you
Elliott.
this. Music, like overall, all musician, Missy, of course.
Everything.
When we talk about just rap, if it's just rap, I'm not talking about production, singing. I'm talking about just rapping.
I'm not giving.
Who is a better rapper? Nicki. Easy.
Missy.
Rap.
I think you have.
You are
I
high,
think-
oh
I think
boy.
you- I think it's been too long since you really listened to what Missy was saying.
Missy makes great songs, but she's not a great rapper. She's not a and I love Missy. Don't get me wrong.
How are you saying Missy is
I
not a
love
great
Missy,
rapper?
but when you go bar for bar, that's Nick.
You just said Missy Elliott is not a great rapper.
No, I did not say Missy wasn't a great rapper.
You said she's not a great rapper.
No, I'm talking about in this conversation. I'm talking about like if I gotta go
really
off
rate
lyrics, just bars. Who can rap better than Nicki?
How are you gonna say Missy doesn't have
Nicki
bars?
is a better rapper than Missy, bro. Seriously.
What makes you say that?
Her
What verse?
discography. If you just take her verse on Monster,
That's one.
One verse.
Monster.
just go through her. She's a better rap. Like when I hear her rap, I'll be like, yes.
What?
Nicki be snapping.
Though you say some stuff.
I do say things.
You say some stuff, and I
What
go
is the
home.
right
I go
pack
to
say?
shake.
What is the right pack?
You're getting
Right
grilled
back
right
is-
now.
Is
You were getting
all
cooked.
on my side.
Okay. So how about this? This is what we would do before because
There wouldn't even be a Nicki without Missy.
That's true, but that you can't use that for an argument because a lot of times people create an area and era or style, and somebody comes and be better than them.
So
That is not the case in this argument.
So when you're talking about Missy being a better rapper, we're talking about the same person who one of her hooks was, if it's word fit, let me work it up on my thing. Or no,
You wanna talk
That is
about
a
corny
hook, though.
music?
And if you want to go hook for hook, bar for bar, Missy's quality will. I mean, it's not even close. You want to talk about some trash lyric? I guarantee you can find way more
Nicki
trash
had those
lyrics
EDM
from
tracks.
Nicki.
Get out of here,
Have
man.
you heard some of Nicki's stuff lately? Her last 2-3 years.
I mean, those last couple albums, I was like, okay.
What have you heard from Missy where you like that's trash?
Missy disappeared for years.
She been in the game for 30 years. She
Okay,
took
but
a break.
and I loved her. And her first album, I loved it.
But listen,
but I don't
answer
even
my
really.
question. Answer my question.
Yes.
Can you point to, and I can guarantee you to pull up some trash Nicki bars.
Okay.
Can you pull up trash Missy bars?
No. But this is the thing that I'm saying because Missy does so much more than just rap. I feel like
I'm not even.
So if we just
I
keep
get
it
you
when
that.
you're just rapping and spitting.
You don't know how bad I want to add her other stuff. I'm not even
Right.
talking about her
But if it just
songwriting.
comes just straight
I'm
to
not
just
talking
rap.
about choreography. I'm not talking about her writing for other people. I'm not talking about overall artists.
Okay.
For the sake of this argument, I'm just talking about I rap, you rap.
If you're saying just head to head, just
I'm
bars.
gonna tell you why. Missy is legendary status.
Okay.
Legendary
Absolutely.
status.
Songwriter Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Songwriter Hall of
Get
Fame.
wrong.
I don't know if I put Nicki as a legend.
You're bugging.
Legend?
That's what I feel. Dog, she sold more records than Anita
Anita who?
Baker.
What is
That was a big milestone in her career.
I don't know if you
sold
can-
100 million records, bro. 100 M's. 100.
I'm not saying Nicki's not great.
She's
Don't-
bought like no. See, and that's where I feel like her frustration comes from because people don't even give it to her.
She
Like, they don't give it
deserves-
up like
she
that.
deserves
I don't
respect.
feel like Missy's watching her like that.
Bro,
She-
what
Yes.
are you saying, bro?
Yes,
We might have to have
You know how Nicki's always like, all these bees are my sons?
Yes.
Nicki grandmother is Missy. She ain't never talking about Missy.
I don't feel like.
Did you hear Missy's new EP?
I love Missy's music. I haven't heard the whole thing. I like her music, but I just feel like her strengths come from more than just rap. I feel like Nick is just bars, and that's why I don't feel like. I feel like when they do everything encompass, if you just say, could they both be singing? They both all like if you put all that together. I'm giving it to Missy off top.
No,
But
I
if it
get
comes to
that.
just rapping, no, she's not a better rapper than Nicki. She's not. She's just not. And we might have to have a separate debate and really go because I'll go and pull
No,
up
you
some
don't want
Nicki
to have a
stuff.
separate debate.
We might have to.
You don't want to.
We might
Because
have to.
there's no way, bar for bar.
Oh, you
Dog.
are.
And also,
Might
bugging.
have a whole
I'm
separate.
gonna tell you what else. I'm gonna tell you what else.
Tell me what else.
Missy music holds up the test of time. The stuff she was rapping about then still sounds futuristic now.
Timbo?
It don't sound dated.
This
You know
is-
how a lot of rappers
this is
be
the
sounding
unfair
like.
thing about what
Hold
you
on, I just
said.
want to say something funny. Remember Rev Run?
Oh,
Hop
God.
on that BT
With that hat on.
With that hat
Hat
and the 25-year-old flow.
Yes.
Missy does it. The new Icon EP.
No. Yeah, so let me tell you. So sometimes cause I'm a music guy, so sometimes I just go back and listen to Beat Me 911. Like I don't get this twisted. I love Missy, but what I'm saying is when it just comes down to these things that I'm like, Nick be snapping, bro. And this is the unfair thing that I think that's happening. Missy came up with Timbaland. It was so much futuristic.
How
a lot
you
of that
say-
has to do
Nicki
futuristic
came up
because the
with
music.
Dude,
Stop.
The music was futuristic.
You're saying
Come on,
Kanye West and
necessarily,
Jay-Z, they're not futuristic?
Listen to what I'm saying. He's saying that Missy's music holds up the test of time, right?
Right.
You're saying so a long time ago. I just lost my whole point. I just had.
You have no point.
I had a whole
You
Just
are
be
just
talking.
arguing straight nonsense.
I'm not-
Basura. I
no.
wish I knew how to say trash in
So
more
what
languages.
is
The
that?
people agree with me, Kevin.
So
because
everybody
the
just
people
says
are
that
saying-
she's just a superior rapper. I don't
Yeah,
feel like.
and this is not-
I feel like if we honestly put a poll out, like who's better on strictly rapping.
I
if we
am
put
going
that
to.
to both of
I'm
them,
going to.
Okay,
I'm going to.
We're gonna have to.
I'm going to. Okay. Now, and again, we're just talking about I rap, you rap,
Bar for
Right.
bar.
bar for bar.
And you're saying that it's hands down Missy, no contest? No.
Yes.
Bro, if there's a top 5 female MCs, they're both in there. I'm not arguing that. She deserves that
How
respect. She
about this?
deserves
This
to
is what
be
we're
in
doing
there.
on a separate thing. You get your favorite 5, Missy versus, I'll get my favorite 5, Nicki versus, and
I'm
we'll
gonna
go.
tell you, even if we did that, I don't want it to come across as me thinking Nicki can't rap.
And I don't want to come across like I'm hating on Missy.
All I'm saying is Missy's best. Nicki can't eclipse Missy's best. Okay? And also, Nicki's worst is way worse than Missy's worst. There you will, bro. I wish I had the time to pick up some of the stuff that Nicki be saying. Some of the stuff she be saying, it be like.
I remember one
Let me
time
ask you this.
Missy does that too. I remember one time she was rapping, she was like, that literally was one of her lyrics. She does stuff like that. Because she just be snapping and just doing her own thing.
Hold one.
Pull up your favorite. Pull up.
No, I'm not gonna pull up my favorite. I want you to defend.
Okay.
I want you to defend some of these. I want you to
You
defend.
done started something there.
I started something. Okay, I started something.
How are you going to defend Starships?
Okay. Okay. Let me just. Okay. Let me just say this. This dude named Michael used to ride motorcycles. Meat bigger than the tower. I ain't talking about Eiffels. That's your girl.
Eiffel Tower.
That's your girl. Okay? Starships. Okay? This is from Starship. Jumped in my hoopty hoop.
Whoa.
I own that. And I ain't paid my rent this month. I owe that. But ask who you want, who you like. Dance our life. There's no end in sight. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That's your girl.
Don't even get me started with the
That's-
Tatiana remix.
That's
Oh,
your
you ain't
girl.
gonna disrespect
Your
her.
love. Anyway, I think we met in the sky when I was a geisha and he was a samurai. Somehow I understood him when he spoke Thai. Geishas ain't even Thai. Okay?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, we're gonna do this.
No.
Okay,
You
no, we got
stupid
this.
hoe.
Hold on.
You a stupid hoe. You a stupid hoe. You a stupid hoe. You a stupid hoe.
Okay.
You a stupid hoe. Hold on.
Mhm.
Guess what's coming next?
Mhm.
You a stupid hoe. That's it. I mean, hey.
Okay, so let's talk about the lyrical prowess of Missy.
Hold on,
She
that's
said,
my
no.
last one, and I'll let you go. I endorse these strippers. Oh, boobs. A lot of boobs.
Okay. So,
That's
right,
your girl.
wasn't the best?
A lot of
That's
boobs.
Okay, so let's
Girl.
listen to some of the
That's-
lyrical exercise that your girl Missy does. I'm not even gonna say the hook because that doesn't
It
matter.
worth it. and
Let's
then
get it.
work. Yeah. But the
I
thing
like
is-
to get to know ya so I can show ya. Put the on ya like I told ya.
But that's a fire. Like,
Give me all your numbers.
Everybody knows that.
Give me all your numbers so I can phone ya.
But you ain't saying it right. Give me your
The
number.
girl
so I
acting
can call you.
statement, call me over.
That's fire.
Not on the bed, lay me on your sofa.
Look how that brings
Come
the
before you
rhythm.
come, I need to say my cha cha. You just do that because you be saving your cha cha. That's why you relate to Missy. You about to be shoving your cha-cha as you heard her say. You do or you don't or you really won't cha.
Yeah.
Go downtown, eat it like a vulture.
Is it your 50-50 man yet?
How many records did that sell though?
We're not talking sales because Nicki would wash her in sales.
Your 50-50 man yet?
Dog, I'm
You
just...
got a bit?
No, she keeps it going. This the kind of beat that go wa-ta-ta. Wa-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Sex me so good I say blah, blah, blah. Okay. I need a glass of water. Are you serious? Or are you serious? Are you serious?
The way you're doing it.
Come on. Come on. And then in the hook, she I'm nipping Nicki down. Come on, man, knock it off.
All right, let's
Nicki,
move on.
okay, let's move
Before I
on.
stop.
Okay.
All right, because I'll fight you over this.
All right, so do you like she wasn't just out there bar heavy?
Yes, she was.
Now, okay. Now, why do you think? Now, okay. So this is the thing. So she's basically saying she's walking away from the game to start a family. I know that a lot of the conversations that we have, a lot of the inner conflict you have a lot of times is you're pulled a lot because you got to go be with your family. Can you empathize with her?
I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I absolutely can. I don't know if it's that as much as I think she's tired of the dragging.
Right.
Because the bars may love her, but the overwhelming response to Nicki Minaj is disdain.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad when you retire, even Lil Uzi, Jay-Z,
I think I have retired.
people are like, nah.
Come back.
Not just your fans.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are like, man, I want more from you. People, and that's what I feel like hurts the most.
Right.
Because your fans are loud, but your critics are louder. I feel like more people were happy to see her go.
This is the thing that I really empathize with Nicki on. Okay. I'm a sensitive guy.
Yes.
So I'm sensitive for...
This Mac looks crazy.
Okay, but before we do, let's just hold. Can we eat the fries while they're hot? Because that's the only thing that sucks as it gets colder.
You see the little baked top though?
Yeah. They say it's better than your
You got a
grandma.
microwave?
Stop it.
Yeah.
It's hot though. I mean, you don't
Just bring the fries and some dipping sauce.
This is where my heart hurts for Nicki. I'm nowhere near the level of the success she's acclaimed and then the worldwide notoriety. I think after years, and when you put your heart, like artists are sensitive by nature anyway.
Yes.
So to put yourself out there, to be the only woman, like for a time, she really was like the only.
I
for
get
a time.
that.
So and then to see people kind of turn on you, and they don't love.
Is there ketchup in there?
Yeah.
Then it just becomes the hate, and it's just like sometimes that can be too much.
There's a good.
Because sometimes I get in the comments and I'll be hurt by the things that people say. I'll be like, why are they saying these things about me? So I understand what she's going through because it's probably on a level times 10 million with her.
Yes, and that's
a mental anguish.
Sequoia said that's you're feeling that with her and it's making you more empathetic.
Yes,
and then it's making you crazy to think she's better than Missy. Here's the thing. I agree with that. 100%, 200%. I actually feel bad for her, but I also feel like a lot of her stuff is self-induced.
True.
So it makes you the stuff she does make you dislike her. And then when she does something like that, you're like, good.
True.
You're assuming if you retire, we don't have to hear from you.
And where I will, have her take her medicine. She was the underdog for so many years. And then when she became the top dog, she acted like she didn't recognize the underdog. People will resent you for that.
Yes.
So I understand the backlash she got for that. But I understand.
She was holding it down dolo. As far as like being.
She had mixtapes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, well, that's how she came up in the mixtape era.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? And I've been really
put that work. She put that real work.
Right, like she didn't. I don't really feel like she was overly sexualized when she first came in. Like, I was introduced to Nicki from her snapping. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel
with the black wig.
Yes, like just.
She had to do the gimmick stuff to break through.
Right.
But without the talent, the gimmick stuff wasn't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Barbie, you'd be like,
right.
Like that was her thing. I mean, she stopped it for a long time.
And I just feel like, I understand her sensitivity levels. Like, I feel bad just for her to, even the way she did it, be like, I know y'all are probably happy. That's, people say stuff like that when they want you to ask them to stay. You probably want me to go, I'm gonna just go. And if they're like, all right, go. You be like, wait, but you. So I feel bad for her in that regard. Mm-hmm. I feel like she's definitely underappreciated. I hope this is just a sabbatical that she's taking. I don't want her to
I
quit
feel
the
like she
game.
still has a lot of fans who still want music from her.
Right.
She could literally go on a small tour every year for the rest of her life and still sell tickets.
That was another thing. She was having to cancel a lot of tours.
Well, she's trying to do arenas. She can't do arenas anymore.
Yeah, she wasn't selling like that.
There's something.
In arena, she wasn't selling like that. She was canceling a lot of
And
them.
do you know how much that must hurt your ego and yourself? Probably you're the number one. There was nobody ever contesting you. Then people don't even want to come see you.
You know what? I try to prepare myself for my eventual
The fall.
downfall.
It happens to everyone.
Because, and I feel like since my rise has been so slow, it's the best preparation.
Absolutely.
Because when you blow up to that, like take the Lil Nas X. He was on HBO yesterday.
The Shop?
Or 2 days. Yeah, The
I
Shop.
watched it.
People were like, "What are you gonna do to top yourself?" And the smartest thing he ever said is, "I'm not gonna top that."
Bro,
He's like, that's the number one song
self-awareness.
for 19. That's what Charlamagne said. That was the number one song for 19 weeks. That had stood for like 10 years, something like that.
it's the
Or
biggest
just-
song of all time.
But see, this is how the world works. The next thing, everyone is going to compare it to this, and they'll never live up to it. They'll never
But at
live
least
up.
he knows
But
that
he's already spoken out.
So
like,
just think-
I'm not, he
so-
already knows he's not going to drop something bigger than that.
But just think of the mental anguish you would probably go through, which
If you're
most artists
trying
do
to.
if you're trying to.
Look at Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller's first record, Trap
Soul.
Soul. There was a Josh put me on them.
Mhm.
There was a good 18 months where that dude
Oh,
couldn't miss. Then what was the next record that he dropped?
note to self, something.
No,
self,
true to self.
True to self.
Had a couple tracks.
No,
on
but there
there.
was I told you about that guy. I think I told you
No,
and
it-
you to go back and listen to it.
it's
It
not
was
bad.
really
But-
good. It's just
but-
everybody kept comparing
I
it
was
to
going
Trap
to say,
Soul.
the comparison to Thief of Joy, man.
If it would have been a standalone, same thing the Chance was going through. That album he dropped probably ain't that bad. It's just not acid rap.
No.
It's not color. Is
He's
that bad?
also dropped 4 different, completely different sounding projects.
Oh.
That's the big day.
Do we want Nicki to come back? Let's put a button on this thing because we spent some time on it. Do we want Nicki back? See? I'll punch you in your pancake face. I want her.
Dang.
I
You want to come back so you can put your pink wig on and dance in the mirror and feel love?
I love Nicki. I feel like she has a lot of good music in her.
Does she?
I do. She's good.
Okay.
Never had no allegations or no ghostwriters.
Her husband though.
Safari.
No, her first about to marry, sex offender. That's an allegation.
Yeah. Well,
What's the last Nicki song that you liked?
last Nicki song? It's been a minute. I ain't gonna hold you, but I don't want that to take away from the bangers she had back in the day. You had a verse on Monster?
No, all
Shut up.
No, that was probably 10 years ago.
Speaking of
It was.
speaking of diva wide receivers that have lost their God-given minds.
Let me pause for a second.
Okay. Don't drink your fries.
Did it happen?
I'm about to.
Will that happen?
Yes. Me and Doughboy love sports, but we don't feel like y'all ever rock with us when we talk about sports. Now, this sport story,
We got something.
we got to talk about it. But just say in the comments, can y'all just put yay sports, no sports for whether we should talk about sports related content?
I mean, it ain't like we talking about Russell Wilson's contract.
I
extension.
know.
We talking about the big.
I'm drinking.
The first couple comments.
Yeah, man, why are you drinking
I
fries?
got
Give me a sip.
First couple comments like, oh, y'all back on Chick-fil-A, huh? All right, cool.
All right, man.
I never left. I never said I was gonna stop eating Chick-fil-A.
No, they're mainly a dope.
Okay.
Keep it simple.
What's this?
Half an hour.
Okay. All right.
No, people say yay sports, live sports. Yes,
Okay. All right, so cool. So, Antonio Brown,
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver for the Raiders. It is just getting ridiculous by the minute. He started off as a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Started running into issues. He was having issues with the quarterback. There was an incident. I'm pulling up the timeline now of all the things that have happened. So this is actually pretty far fetching, but so it goes back some time. So hold on one second. Oops, I went the wrong way on this. Okay, you ready? Okay, so basically it didn't work out for him in Pittsburgh. There was a point where he was going on Facebook Live after the team had lost.
Did everything.
He did everything. So he made
Everything wrong.
So he forced his way out of Pittsburgh, and then the Oakland Raiders picked him up. This is the timeline of things that has happened. Back on May 28th, he was impressing the coaches. They liked him. He was practicing. Everything was good. Then everything switched. Mind you, they gave him a new deal that included $30 million in guaranteed money. And that's the language that always matters
Yes.
in football is the guaranteed money because
Yes.
football contracts are not guaranteed.
Right.
Except for that.
What you get in your signing bonus and your guaranteed money
Right.
is all you really are. for
Exactly.
sure
So
gonna
he
get.
was already in a deal that he had already collected his guaranteed money on, and he wanted more money. So the Raiders said, we know you have these issues, we'll still sign you on, and we'll give you some more guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So boom. So he goes there. Then things just start getting crazy. He showed up on July 25th in Napa with, he had frostbite on the bottom of both his feet. He had went to the cryotherapy. That was a thing. Then he
with
takes
no shoes on.
The next day he goes, he takes
No.
I've done that before. I used to do that with Russell.
I know.
Why would you go there with no shoes?
It is what, negative, how many degrees?
Like 200, there's something crazy.
It's
They shouldn't even let you go in there with no shoes.
They don't. He had to do it on his own.
What's wrong with them?
Every time I've ever seen a video, they have those special socks
Right, you have to wear them.
that protect your feet. Who gets into a cryotherapy thing with no shoes on? You know your body is your money maker.
And your feet control everything. I've been learning a lot about that, how our feet control everything.
Your feet walk you to the fridge over and over and over.
So he did that. Then the next day he took a hot air balloon ride. He showed up in a hot air balloon in practice. July 30th, he put on, he was doing his practice, everything was cool. But then that's when the helmet thing started. Then he threatened to retire. He basically said, I will retire if you guys don't let me wear my helmet.
Now, let me just pause you real quick. The helmet thing is a league-wide rule, okay? They're trying to make the helmets more safe. Mm-hmm. So this is his argument, because the league gave you time to use your old helmet while you get used to the new one. His argument during practice, they let Tom Brady wear his own helmet? No, they don't. They let Ben Roethlisberger? No. At this time, he's literally the only one in the NFL still using an old helmet.
No, this is the ridiculous thing. Because I understand that, athletes have, things in their mind, like jersey numbers or different superstitious things. Do you know the reason why he had a problem with the helmet?
He said he couldn't see?
It had nothing to do with it.
What?
He didn't like how it looked.
You can't even see your own helmet when you're playing. All you can do is see out of it.
So he threatens to retire, stops going to practice.
Yeah.
He
went back to Napa on the hot air balloon.
So then boom. So he loses his second grievance, all this stuff. So then September 4th, he posted their fine. They fined him for missing practice. You missed work. I don't care if you were mad about your frostbitten feet or your helmet. You can't just not come to work.
Right.
That's like me saying, hey, Kev, man, my laptop tripping. Okay, but you said I come to work though. Nah. So then he posts the letter, and then when he posts the letter, he says, since my team wanna hate, he basically posted the fines they gave him. Since my team wanna hate, everybody gotta pay this year, note to self, whatever he said. Then the next day, he almost got into a fight with his general manager. Said, I'll punch you in the face. Then he punted the ball and said, fine me for that.
And called him a cracker.
He called him a cracker? Bruh. Why do athletes that get a lot of money act like this? Because he's not the first.
You know what, though? I think it's this. When most black or white athletes, black.
You have to, I was like, I don't
Black athletes. We don't come from a long line of money, security. When you go to the NFL, that's usually your family's first time y'all have money like that.
And you gotta go start taking care of everybody.
And you have single-handedly made yourself one of the world's greatest athletes, and single-handedly changed the direction of your family's life.
Right. And he played with a chip on his shoulder for so long because he wasn't heavily recruited.
Oh man, there's a word for histrionics. It's like when you create stuff that's not really there to give you a mental edge. Like
everybody's that chip
like
you
Michael
put on your
Jordan.
shoulder. Yeah.
Michael Jordan had all these things that he used to drive him, that most of which weren't even true, And then when it's not necessary anymore,
you don't know how to turn it off.
You don't know how to turn it off. Now he apologized today.
Oh,
he apologized this morning. And guess what?
What?
Because that $30 million, it's guaranteed. But if you don't,
no, because that's what he didn't understand. So they were basically they weren't setting him up, but I guess he don't really read. Wait, Gruden planned it for.
He apologized in an emotional thing this morning, and I'm gonna tell you what. He went home, and that wife was like,
"No, this is what this is." Let me explain for people at home that don't understand. So they give you the guaranteed money, but that guaranteed money. So mind you, it's a salary. So you don't start getting paid till the game checks come.
Yeah.
So if he's on the roster, opening day,
yeah,
and he's there and he plays, then that money becomes guaranteed. If he's suspended, then it's not.
Yeah.
So he could have lost that $30 million. So he went and apologized, and now they're saying he can play.
This morning,
This is a
guys,
mess.
Listen, hey guys.
I was in my feels.
I got the.
Hi, Saudi. I got a blind mustache. I love you. Shut up, Antonio Brown. Like, why you do these?
I love you.
Why you do these?
I love you.
So let's can we hear his let's hear his emotional.
Is it the video?
Yeah. Did you hear it already?
No.
Okay, hold on.
They recorded it?
His emotional. Hold on.
That's an ad for 30 seconds.
Jeez.
That's an ad.
It's not good as. But why? So do
Hey
you
guys, listen. Hey,
do you feel like it's the chip on the shoulder syndrome that makes you act like that?
It's the chip on the credit card syndrome that makes you act like the apology.
You ate the chip on your shoulder. It was a Dorito. Oh, here we go. Okay, no, okay, that's not him. Okay.
No, I didn't think they were
Okay.
going to come
So they basically saying he was sued up after an emotional.
I'm sorry, I got.
So basically, that's what it was. He went back and they were like, "You're not gonna get paid. It's not guaranteed until week 1." He was like, "Oh." I greatly apologize, but this is just gonna carry on. You shouldn't play this guy. This is
No, you should.
why.
Because his last game, he had 15 for 184 and 2 touchdowns. Can I get that?
See, and that's the reason why he acts like this.
Yes.
And so he's gonna get it to where that
No,
money.
like remember when you were on Wild Out, when you came back to ADD with the gold chain and the red hair, and you was everybody was beneath you? That was just, that was for 6 episodes of Wild Out.
6 episodes with 3 minutes on each.
Imagine if they would have gave you 30
I'll never
million
forget-
guaranteed how you would have been acting.
I'll never forget one time I came into work and I was getting ready to shoot like the job or something. I was like, "Can you give me a water, please?" I remember even in my mind saying,
Yeah. It was
Relax.
just like
"You know it's a lot when you tell you to chill." You're
You
like,
did that
"Boy."
for $500 an episode. Imagine if they gave you 30 million, you didn't walk in.
But I would want to keep getting that money, so I wouldn't act like this.
It would have affected. You remember you told me you got hired on Wild Out. You called people and cussed them out because you thought you were gonna be making money.
Like, hello, I'm with Nick. Don't call me no more. I hate you. Bye, Grandma. So I did. Now, do you feel like he's the biggest diva of all time for this?
No.
Who's bigger?
All type of people, man. Terrell Owens was doing push-ups.
Actors do this all the time.
Yeah. Remember Christian Bale on the Batman set? He yelled at that dude who was walking behind him trying to adjust the light, cussed him out. You don't remember that?
Christian Bale did?
Yes, like freaking lost his mind. So no, this is, man. Russell said DMX smacked Chris Lighty in the face.
Smacked him?
Yes. And
Well, he started barking at him.
no, this is child's play.
So you don't have a huge problem with this? I think it's ridiculous.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's not out of the
Let
ordinary.
me tell you why. This is why I feel like it's ridiculous. Because you're now ruining your potential future earnings because people are going to hate you. Terrell Owens is a very well.
No.
Listen, let me-
They're only gonna hate him until he scores his touchdowns.
This is me holding this. Don't cut me off. So what I'm saying is this: Terrell Owens, very likable guy, very well spoken. There is no reason in the world Terrell Owens should not be a sports analyst on somebody's station. But you know why he's not? Because he came up with people came with such a hatred for him that nobody wants to listen to him. And I feel like, AB, once this is over, let's just say you're gonna blow your ACL. This is it. This is what you do for your entire life.
But say you catch 6 balls for 100 and a touchdown in your first game, and then the second game you had 10 balls for 200 and 3 touchdowns.
Then just-
What was all that hot air balloon stuff? You're getting crazy again. You keep doing this, and they do this. You do whatever you want.
But see, this is what I think is going to happen. This is my honest opinion watching the situation. I and a couple of other sports analysts have said this as well, and I agree wholeheartedly with it. I don't feel like he wants to play.
I don't think so either.
I feel like
If
he wants that
did,
money
Would he apologize?
so he can get that bread.
And he got to play to get paid.
Nah, so that's what I feel. I feel like he's gonna sing and dance until the show starts, and he's gonna ruin the show. So I feel like they should cut him. I feel like they should suspend him, not pay him his money, then cut him. He probably wouldn't get. Well, no, the thing is, he probably will
He's
get
gonna
picked
get
up.
He's gonna get paid.
Yeah,
There's a certain part of his signing bonus that he got.
And this is actually a part that actually can. Hold on a second, because did that have us here? I went to the wrong thing. Okay. So this is the thing that I think if he does get cut, somebody will pick him up and they just keep rewarding his behavior until that talent escapes you.
Of course.
Then
That's
you
the
just-
case for anybody. Even if you're a great guy,
Right.
Once you can't play, they toss you. You know how many NFL players are retired? You didn't even realize they were retired.
True.
They just be gone. So that is going to happen regardless.
But I just feel like this was the thought that I was having. This is what makes me mad about Antonio Brown. It is so difficult to make it to that level to be an elite player. To have that type of God-given talent and work ethic to make yourself to get there. That's a very privileged job when you really think about it. Like, they get to play football and get paid millions of dollars. I feel like you're being disrespectful to all the people that do so much work to get there, because I feel like you're not really appreciating your opportunity.
Yes.
I feel like you're being a jerk. I feel like you're acting like a child. What world do we live in where you can threaten to punch your boss in the face, call him a cracker, and then they say, "Oh, come, we'll see you Monday"? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But moving right along to singers that got a lot of fame really young and then they had real heavy impacts on them. Justin Bieber opened up about some personal issues.
Now, hold up. Before we do this, if y'all haven't heard the Biebs leading praise and worship, hold up. Just listen to the Biebs. It's at Judah Smith Church in Seattle. Come on,
What? Oh my God!
I'd be here for a gospel album. I'd be in
Yeah.
tears.
I'm gonna hit Kirk after this. Hit him. Come on in here.
I'm wiser.
I am.
Woo!
He was singing. Come on, man.
So he's okay. I don't want to read this whole thing.
I never.
Or should I read this whole thing so they get the facts?
Let me read it. You struggle.
You read it with your new headlights, man. Go ahead.
Justin Bieber. It's hard to get out of bed in the morning with the right attitude when you're overwhelmed with your life, your past, your job, responsibilities, emotions, your family, finances, your relationships. When it feels like there's trouble after trouble after trouble, you start foreseeing the day through lenses of dread and anticipate another bad day. A cycle of feeling disappointment and after disappointment. Sometimes it even gets to the point where you don't even want to live anymore, where you feel like it's never going to change. I can fully sympathize with you. I couldn't change my mindset. I'm fortunate enough to have people in my life that continue to encourage me to keep going. You see, I have a lot of money, clothes, cars, accolades, achievements, awards, and I was still unfulfilled. Have you noticed the statistics of child stars and the outcome of their life? There's an insane pressure and responsibility put on a child's brain whose emotions, frontal lobes, aren't developed yet. Frontal lobes, parentheses, decision making. No rationality, defiant, rebellious things all of us have to go through, but when you add the pressure of stardom, it does something to you that's quite unexplainable. You see, I didn't grow up in a stable home. My parents were 18, separated with no money, still young and rebellious as well. As my talent progressed and I became ultra successful, it happened within a span of 2 years. My whole world was flipped on its head. I went from a 13-year-old boy from a small town to being praised left and right by the world with millions saying how much they love me and how great I was. I don't know about you, but humility comes with age. You hear these things enough as a young boy and you actually start believing it. Rationality comes with age and so does your decision-making process. One of the reasons you can't drink until you're 21. Everyone did everything for me, so I've never even learned the fundamentals of responsibility. So by this point, I was 18 with no skills in the real world, with millions of dollars to access whatever I wanted. This is a very scary concept for anyone. By 20, I made every bad decision you could have thought of and went on one of the most loved and adored people in the world to the most ridiculed, judged, and hated person in the world. Being on stage, according to studies, is a bigger dopamine rush than almost any other activity. So these massive ups and downs on their own are very hard to manage. You notice a lot of touring bands, people end up having a phase of drug abuse, and believe me, it's due to not being able to manage things, the huge ups and downs that come with being an entertainer. I started doing pretty heavy drugs at 19 and abused all of my relationships. I became resentful, disrespectful to women, angry. I became distant to everyone who loved me, and I was hiding behind a shell of a person that I had become. I felt like I could never turn it around. It's taken me years to bounce back from all these terrible decisions, fix broken relationships, and change relationship habits. Luckily, God blessed me with extraordinary people who love me for me. Now I'm navigating the best season of my life, marriage. which is an amazing, crazy new responsibility. You learn patience, trust, commitment, kindness, humility, and all these things look like me to be a good man. All this to say, even when the odds are against you, keep fighting. Jesus loves you. Be kind today. Be bold today. And love people today. Not by your standard, but by God's perfect, unfailing love. Pastor Beeves.
I love it. How you feel about that? About what you said? Well, let me go, because you just talked for a long time, and that was a long reading of yours.
I just want to say something. You asked me.
Okay, go ahead.
This is one of the reasons why I'm glad I pulled my kids back from Awesomeness TV and the child star path that they were on.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's absolutely right. On those sets, you are the prize talent.
Tell that story about what happened one time.
I feel like I've told it too many times.
Just say it anyway.
JoJo was on set. He asked for a banana. They had run out of bananas. And he was like, I don't want that. I want banana. One of the PAs was like, I'll drive to Ralph's and get him a banana. I was like, man, no, you won't. You won't get that boy nothing. If we're at home and ain't no bananas, then ain't no bananas. Eat an apple or don't eat.
But why? So, do you think that even him at that young age was starting to realize the power that he had?
Kids are smart. They realize you need me to do this thing. And in order for me to do this, I'm going to get something I want. They offered to get him a puppy for reals. Like, I'll bring him a puppy right now.
Really?
To have. If you just say these little lines. And he was just like, yeah. And imagine, like, and that's also what happens to a lot of athletes.
Absolutely.
Antonio Brown, LeBron James.
Your whole life is
by the time you are 6, 8, 10, 12, you're already the best. People are already caring for you, and you don't have those same social skills about people who have to go out and get everything in their life.
You know what's interesting about that? Because these individuals, like from athletes to actors or whatever, they get preferential treatment from the rip. So your mind can start to change, like, oh, I'm that guy. What do you think about, like, maybe like athletes or stuff that maybe get that same overall treatment, but then they don't make it to the league? I wonder what their vantage point, about just their vantage point of life, like, oh, now I gotta go work. Like, what? Like, and then you lose that. Like, that must be a crazy dichotomy.
Screwed up. Especially if you're on track to go to the league and, like, you got hurt. Or something like that. You like Lenny Cook. He was the guy who was ranked higher than LeBron right before LeBron came out. And LeBron's team beat him in some AAU tournament. And Lenny Cook, like, never recovered. He took a couple $100,000 from an agent, and then he just flamed out.
There's a story about that.
And he never recovered emotionally because people had always did everything that they wanted for him. And then when you can no longer provide that service, people are like, oh, well, nah, I don't care. It ain't my job to care, and it doesn't happen. I feel bad for Bieber.
Absolutely.
Because here's the thing, and this is why I'm always so okay with not being filthy rich. Because I realize Justin Bieber can literally buy whatever he wanted. He could buy this whole complex and probably the whole street.
His quarterly check is probably disrespectful.
So, like, how does anybody even say anything to you when you're that guy? How do your parents even say anything?
You don't.
Especially if his parents were young?
What do you say? I'm your boss. I now create the lifestyle you have.
He's
and
the
people
provider.
don't want to ruin that lifestyle. That's how R. Kelly got where he is. Because those people who enabled him were not willing to lose their checks.
Right.
And that messes with your mind, man. And that's why I'm okay. I say this all the time. Like, I wouldn't rather have a whole bunch of money and lose my family. Hold on, I think this is Postmates. Hello? Or not Postmates.
Instacart. I'm about to be like, chickens are.
This is the way I feel about it. I definitely, I mean, of course, obviously, my heart goes out to him with the, with the abuse thing of drugs thing. I definitely understand that. I don't understand, but also at the same time, I don't even understand what his life must have been, like the pressures that he was dealing with. Because I know what the things that I dealt with and why I abused alcohol, but that, like, it's like the same thing with Nicki. Like, people be looking for peace in their mind.
Yes.
Like, and if you're young, like he said, he was a kid and didn't have much life skills, like
in like developmental years, having all this going on too, and like still trying to figure out who you are growing up.
Right. And
like, he's just 26, 27 now.
And I didn't like it when he got dragged.
Is he only 27?
This might be controversial for me to say this, but I don't care. I felt bad about how.
Okay. Go ahead. You can keep.
I felt bad about how he got dragged so bad with the N-word stuff. Oh,
that wasn't slick at all. He's 25 years old, kid.
Hey.
So what I'm saying is, while he's doing that, I feel, I'll just say this to you, I feel like I felt like the way that the cancel culture was on him for saying the N-word, like when that whole video dropped, I thought that was way too much, because at the end of the day, he's a kid.
Yeah.
He was, what, 14? You know how many ridiculous things I said and did 3 years ago? Let alone when I was 15. So, like with the microscope of the world being on you that much. Somebody just said Doman did this. No, I'm not saying it is okay for him to say things like that. I'm saying he was a child when he did it.
Yeah.
I have a child. My daughter does dumb stuff all the time. I'm not gonna cancel her or not talk to her. The example that I said that I felt that he really. Somebody just said ridiculous that I said this on this podcast. I don't care. I said that I felt that people came at him super bad when he said the N-word and like how they canceled him. But I said the reason why I felt like they came so hard on him because he was a kid when he did it. Like I have a child, so
he's one of the first quote unquote like I don't want to say internet celebrities, but he was one of the first kids that really broke or came out as something from YouTube or from like being discovered on the internet to like he's had a microscope on him or magnifying glass on him since like he was 13 years old.
He was like 11.
Remember, and it was crazy. Like people don't even remember this. Remember it got crazy and it was like a bidding war and like Usher like dropped it was everybody knew that kid was gonna fit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when children are children, like you gotta like they're kids. So why are we sitting here bashing it? I mean, do it all the time with cancel culture. We go and find things that people said is children. I just feel like.
So he's 1994. He was born, and his career started in 2007. So he was 13. And that's like his official career.
His career. Like that's not the video. That's not the YouTube uploads that he was doing with those covers and all that stuff.
So that's not that's the official like you signed. Moving on.
His documentary.
So think about this though, because we just talked about 2 seconds ago. I was 34 when I booked Wildin' Out, and I would pick up the phone and go to anyone who would listen because that. Could you imagine a 13-year-old coming into millions?
Yeah. 12 he actually started when he won the competition.
To me, that's crazy. So, and do you think he'll ever get back to doing music?
I think so.
I don't think he's done. On the way.
If he has a gospel, that would just be, just hearing that, I was getting goosebumps. Like
he was just singing Israel and Marvin Sapp.
I'm interested to see like the maturation of him. Because
I love his self-awareness. Like he was he took it all. I was foul. I was treating people wrong. I love it when you can own, when you can take your medicine. Like I always respect that because it's hard to do and a lot of people don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for him to put himself out there and say, look, this is me, this is what was going on, I got nothing but respect for that. Shout out to the Biebs. And hopefully that gospel album's on the way.
All right, so we have to close the bonus episode because we have to shoot the main episode because I'm going to go on to Tulsa. And we're also going to shoot this Chick-fil-A taste test. So, stop the other camera, Josh.
Okay.
Y'all can stick around and watch us do the Chick-fil-A taste test.
Oh, snap. Hold on. Sorry.
Let me see if I got that picture.
Are we going to do that one first?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I'm hungry and I want to eat.
But what's new?
All right, should I grab it now?
Yeah.
We gotta shoot on this one too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna reposition this one so this is the main camera.
And he gave God the glory too. I was like, go ahead.
And I never.
God can fix anybody, man.
Yeah, hit Kirk, man. If you can get that loud.
Man.
I know.
Oh, maybe I can get him on Wonder Years.
Justin Bieber?
The Biebs. I'm gonna slide in his DMs, man.
Yeah, man. Slide.
The Biebs, man. I read your post, man. You and I are the same person in different bodies. Let's collab on the Wonder Years.
I wouldn't compare the bodies. I wouldn't compare the bodies too much, really.
Okay, here's the one tweet.
How was my B-Day? Oh, we talk about that. I didn't do nothing. I think it was the most anticlimactic situation. I talked about it so much.
I know.
Leading up to it. On my birthday, you know what I did? Nothing. I sat at home because we were doing so much.
We did have a barbecue.
That wasn't on my birthday.
Oh no, that's what you after the tour.
My daughter got me some Paulo Calao.
So what?
Some Paulo Calao. Shout out my daughter, man.
She's cool, man.
Sometimes I just be wondering, like,
Both you guys got sandwiches and nuggets?
hey man, we
put it on the.
Yeah. All right. So the nuggets you want to save for after?
we're just gonna just eat that for regular.
I'm gonna eat these now.
Let me have a couple of them. Let me get my beef.
Okay, that's what there. People are saying that Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is better than your grandma's. I'm not really crazy.
Should we put it in the microwave? No, or is it still kind of warm?
Oh, awesome. Start going in on it, bro.
So,
All right, I got 3 tweets, Josh. Why don't you put those in the video?
Polynesian or Chick-fil-A?
Both.
So I think we should do both. We should taste it, and then we should also put it on the sandwich at the same time.
Let's move the laptop for this.
And then we can say, is the Chick-fil-A sandwich better with the macaroni than the Popeyes?
Well, your nuggets now, right?
After.
So those are your sauces. They only
Sauce.
Let's
get-
clear all the stuff out of the
They don't
frame,
get
though,
too
Joe.
big.
Let's move the sandwiches to the side so it looks like more of a reveal. And then we can be like, oh, no, you fat for thinking of this. Is that clear, Rick, right? Yeah, that's over there.
Can I say something?
Oh, you gotta be upset about a comment.
No, not at all. I'm really happy.
Oh, can you have fork, though?
He's just happy.
I thought he gave you one.
Oh. Man, why don't you pay attention to things?
You're really happy.
You got
you're
the blue
happy.
eyes, man. I'm really happy, like in every area of my life, and I think that's why sometimes it's a foreign feeling to me for it to be lasting this long.
These are your nugs.
And you know what else I noticed?
What?
Like now it's about the time that, when I was doing research on my disease, it said it takes anywhere between 18 to 24 months for your mind to completely recalibrate from the damage you did to it as a compulsive drinker. So like my thoughts be like super clear. I'll be like, man,
Over there.
yeah.
That's dope.
You know what, guys? I think my self-sabotaging problem is a lot bigger than I think.
Self-sabotage is a real thing, John.
Like,
Really?
Yeah.
And
like-
we can disguise it to
Oh,
ourselves. We should talk about
we're
it.
I think-
gonna
No, I
Talk
talk
up.
about it.
We should have a self-sabotage episode because it's a real thing.
Man,
Really, Joshua?
I think so.
Why you saying that?
I think I'm just becoming more self-aware of its, I don't want to say severity, but like its level.
Why?
Because I feel like I let it affect me in ways that I don't realize,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to figure out where that's sourcing from.
What area in your life do you feel like you self-sabotage the most?
What are you eating?
Yeah, man.
Don't jump in on the
You already
nugs.
going in on the nugs.
We're not doing that on camera, are we?
No, man. But I now want nugs. That's no
Just eat
nug
some. I'm
wrap.
just hungry, man.
Nah, man. Nah, because I want to be hungry for this. You hold that thought, Buckaroo.
We're going to come back to that.
Well, that'll be our lunch conversation while we eat before we shoot the next episode.
Yes. But no, I'm just really happy, Kev.
We still see the Mac. Do you want to see the Mac
Yeah.
in the opening shot? Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it like this and then do a reveal like, ooh.
No, let's actually take the mugs out. All right.
What for Brandon? You want to keep one?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll keep muffin. All right.
I don't know how this looks.
It's fine, Anthony. We're gonna have to put it right there to eat.
I was just saying, that's why I just said one in the front.
Just listen to Josh. He knows production. Is that out?
Now the edge is still in there. Can you move your phone too? What do you need your phone in there?
Huh?
Move
Can you
phone.
push your phone? At least just like by the water or something.
Cool.
If you want to watch your stuff, that's fine. Just by the
just-
water.
I know, you know it myself.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, Josh. It feels so much better now that they fixed the air in here.
It'd be loud though.
I
You
can
need like a
feel it.
muffler for it. All right. This is still going.
Need some broccoli.
Make the opening quick because it's gonna be for more people than that. We'll be right
Okay.
back.
So we just started rolling on this one.
Do you know how long you want to keep this video? Or just
As long as it's 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be as long as the Popeyes thing.
Like 5 to 10.
Yeah, 5 to 10.
What up? This is your boy Doughboy,
And Kev on stage.
and this is another installment of Righteous and Ratchet Adventures, where we take adventures that we don't normally do on our podcast. Now,
And starting off to the left or the right, we gotta at least do it for a second.
well, I tried to do that with the Popeye sandwich. You were like,
You're right.
No, we can do it.
Let's
Okay,
do it. Let's make it righteous and right. Oh, for the food zone, we should always act like, all right, we're hungry.
Okay, you do that. I'll do it regular.
Okay, and I am hungry.
I got it.
Just a heads up. The front of the bowls. No, that's fine. The cups. That's the edge of the frame.
This?
Yeah. So if you come forward, just.
Oh, edge of frame this way.
Yeah, from here forward.
Okay,
That's
got
the
it.
edge. Okay.
What up? This is your boy Dubois,
And Kev on stage.
and this is another installment of Started Off to the Right,
Righteous and Ratchet,
and we are gonna eat some.
Okay, enough of this.
macaroni-
We have macaroni and cheese.
Let me finish the song,
I
you
got
greedy
this in
boy.
my nose.
Okay, so y'all seen this last time, and we had reviewed the chicken sandwich from Popeyes, and it was lit.
And now this morning, because I had seen Chick-fil-A had threw the mac and cheese out, but I wasn't in no rush. But this morning, I saw a tweet, a couple of tweets that said this is better than your grandma's mac and cheese, or your grandma's in the back making this mac and cheese.
Bro,
so now we gotta see, is Chick-fil-A mac and cheese on grandma's level?
And you know I'm a mac and cheese connoisseur.
Oh,
and
you're a mac and cheese sommelier.
But
Like,
before you even hop right in,
this is a Velveeta 2018.
2008.
Hints of oak. Made with
why you keep spelling every time?
aluminum foil that was Kroger, I believe.
Shut up. Nah, man, because
good.
I'll tell you, man, my Chick-fil-A Connect told me it's really a serious beef going on between Chick-fil-A and Popeye. They're supposed to have this rollout for the mac and cheese a month and a half ago. Popeye's got word. That's why they dropped the sandwich to jump the gun and steal their thunder.
Oh,
it's a whole
man.
ordeal.
Well, because it dropped at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it didn't make a dent. Now, here's the thing. Usually, fast food restaurants show it to the camera.
Okay, but
the one thing they're not usually able to do is
crispy
get
edges.
the crispy top,
Man.
which is what separates homemade mac and cheese from restaurant mac and
separates
cheese.
the men from the
Not
boys.
like soul food restaurant. I mean, like your KFCs, your Boston
separates
Markets.
the men from the boys.
Yes. So I'm surprised to taste it. Now let's jump in and say, is Chick-fil-A mac and cheese better than
Can
your
we cheers
grandma?
our forks?
It's like a creme brulee glaze at the top with that little burnt top. You know how they be doing?
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna get a big bite because I want to know what's going on. I want to know.
That's
Just,
Okay, you ready?
ready.
Oh, that's
it's the entire thing, man. Slow down.
Okay. What? Two?
I'm not cheering my.
Josh. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
It's good.
No, it is not.
It's not great. You know what reminds me of Boston Market?
No. I'm gonna run it back. Hold on.
Let me get some of that crispy
Let
egg.
me clear my palate. Let me clear my palate. Give him another shot. I want to give him the full shot.
It's like sour creamy.
No.
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 I don't know whose grandma is y'all grandma.
Well, she ain't fire.
First of all,
No, this ain't good. This is not good.
It shouldn't even be a
This isn't better than El Polo Loco's mac and cheese.
Okay, well pronounce it right. Pollo is 2 L's.
there's a weird flavor.
Okay,
in here.
Josh.
It's like tangy. It's like I said, it
they
feels
made it with sour cream or
Right.
something.
This is what I believe. Much like you can't do greens, mass bulk, I don't feel like you can mass produce mac and cheese. This ain't good.
I don't feel like they baked this.
This ain't better than your auntie's mac and cheese. This is not good.
This is
This ain't
just
it.
pretty much on par with most fast food, like KFC macaroni and cheese. Actually, I would take KFC's over this because I feel like they ain't trying to do too much.
They're just like, you know
They're
what
like,
it is.
look, man.
You know what it is.
Pollo Loco got mac and cheese, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's better than this.
Oh yeah, that one is better than this.
It's kind of dry.
There's a weird flavor.
It's
I don't
thick.
like that. I don't like the tangy
Yeah.
tangy
Right,
cheese.
so hold on. Let's do this
That's
now.
probably what it is. It's,
So-
it's a different cheese that they're using that I'm not used to.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hello? Okay. Are you sure? Okay, cool. That was cheap. He just called and said, this ain't it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Boom!
I thought something happened with their daughter. I was like, is she okay? How did you answer the phone that quick? I didn't even see you do this. I was like, oh snap, that was so hard to reach it.
That one, okay. No, this ain't good.
No, this is
But my homegirl, our mutual
I would
friend.
never order this again.
No. Our mutual friend, Dreaded Cass, good friend of the podcast, she was on her Instagram Live and she put some mac and cheese on a chicken sandwich
Oh, okay.
and said it stepped it up. So we took the liberty, because we're mostly fat, to get a chicken sandwich, to put some mac and cheese on it to see if it makes the chicken sandwich better. Oh, I missed you.
I regret all that stuff I said during
It's
the
going
podcast.
down tonight, boo. Oh.
I'll make
I don't know how
love
that's gonna
to
make it
you.
better because the mac and cheese wasn't flight.
Okay, so put it on there. Should we put some sauce on there too? I want to give them every chance.
Since when does mac and cheese become a condiment, though? Can we
That's
talk
what
about
I'm
that?
saying. This is how people get to be 480 pounds.
Hey man, it was 46, but anyway. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to now try a la carte. The mac and cheese wasn't all that, but we're gonna try it now on the sandwich. Cheers to that. Okay, thanks. Here we go.
Oh god.
It looks dry. I don't.
That looks terrible.
No, it don't really help the sandwich.
You just made the sound worse.
Yeah. Oh, it makes it way drier.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of like start losing the pickle.
Oh.
That's a no for me, though.
Oh, no. Chick-fil-A, stick to the niceness, the courteousness, consistency.
You might want to rethink that Sunday thing now, because y'all been taking L's. like, I get it, but yeah, we love you. You guys are still friends of the potty, but
Says, let's get to the bottom of this. I'm good.
nah.
Y'all missed on this.
Nah,
God bless y'all.
I ain't even get halfway through it, but yeah. So what's your overall consensus? Out of 1 and
It's
10.
not better than your grandma's.
Absolutely not.
It is macaroni and cheese I would buy my son because he doesn't like most foods. That's just macaroni and cheese that's thrown in. You're like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
That's an okay, I guess, at best. Grocery store mac and cheese.
Maybe there's some chicken in it.
I mean, it looks like it's been reheated.
Yeah, it's not fire.
They didn't do it for me. So,
No.
all right, so you just
No!
Sorry, Chick-fil-A, but this has been your boy The Block,
Kept on stage.
and there we go.
Send us more food ideas to take because we like it.
Ah, yeah.
Get the things.
Yeah.
All right, so let's eat lunch.
That's chill.
Still
Right
rolling
pack.
Right pack.
We have to shoot. Do you not want your tea?
No, I think because I stopped drinking soda like a week ago. It's super sweet.
No, that's you did the sweet tea one, huh?
Ooh. That like made my
You're-
face hurt when I took a sip.
Your
of it.
account's
Ooh.
really from the South, man. I can't get down with.
I ain't glad like I ain't finna finish.
I can't get half and half with. I feel like it cuts it.
Mm-mm.
No.
Water.
No. The half and half that I'm used to, at least out here, it's unsweet tea with lemonade.
Can you give me the nuggets? Are these mine?
No,
No,
oh my gosh.
So, guys, which one of these is right pack?
Right back.
We're gonna eat lunch. Then we're gonna go live. We might as well go live again for them.
Yeah.
For the regular episode. We're gonna cut off the broadcast and start over.
So come back and like,
Cause no, we can go. We can eat lunch now. We just have to start the broadcast over. Actually, I guess we can
just
just
let it run.
Sabrina, we just have to tell Sabrina she has to cut at about an hour. She needs to cut it at an hour.
77 minutes, actually.
Or just, yeah, it's right
That's where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
On Patreon, I don't think we can go over an hour and a half of audio.
Okay.
So she jumps the audio in. Oh, this is ketchup. So anyway, while we're eating, we'll take some of y'all questions, and then we.
I thought we were going to talk to Josh about his deflecting lifestyle. I thought we were going to talk him through it.
Oh yeah, okay, we can do that.
I'm still figuring it out.
So what do you feel like you're sabotaging and why?
I feel like I sabotaged my. I guess I'm still working this through.
You want to come in here so they can see you?
No, I'm eating.
I think this is probably.
So where I'm eating.
They can hear. They can hear me.
Remember that from Saving Silverman? But I'm eating. The door is rigid. I don't get the door when I'm eating. I don't know how to opt out people.
That was a really good movie.
All right. Go.
I feel like it mixes with my perfectionism, so I don't even get going. In terms of productivity, that's one little avenue. So like, for me, if like I don't think something through all the way, I won't give it a shot or I won't do it. So then I'm just like,
talented than you is just going after it.
so then if I'll either put it off or I'll just be like, nah, it's not there yet, and I'll just like file
So you
it.
never come back to it.
I do a lot of that too. Why do you
What?
think that with my music? One of yours still ain't done.
I don't know what happened.
I really am really
And the album
sensitive.
before didn't everything came out.
Teflon, I don't know. I kind of think
Angels
the
with
same
Dirty
thing with
Faces.
Josh. Angels with Dirty Faces. Like it seems like it because I think that with me, I'm just really sensitive about it. And I don't want to be critiqued too heavily, like they be critiquing like Nicki Minaj and stuff. Like I would cry if that happened to me. Do you feel like? But you know your stuff is good though. Like what is it? Is it that you doubt yourself or your abilities or?
For me, it's I always want my next thing to be bigger or better than my last, which like, to be fair, normally is like at least in progress too. But I've always just had that like progression is only if the next hit's better or the next is better than.
Progression is just creating at a level you can be proud of.
That's one thing that I can say, and I'll piggyback on what you're saying.
That's
one
a word.
One of
right?
them.
We're not gonna breeze past that. That
Tell
was
you what, Jordan Peele said this. He suffered really badly from that. He didn't want to make what was after Get Out?
Us.
Us. He didn't want to make it because he was like, I want to eclipse Get Out.
Right.
Jay-Z told him, Get Out is Get Out. Make your next thing. Except that you don't have to even try to do it. I suffer from that from my stand-up. My first hour that we toured was perfect. As far as like, not a perfect set.
You had years.
But the jokes were as good as they were going to get. This year I had 10 years of tweaking to do last year's set. This year's set I had 4 weeks.
I was worried about that for you too. I was like, how is he gonna do this? It impressed me.
So I struggled through it. I had some of those jokes in my back pocket. Now, well, again, next time, and then somebody, I told you this, a commenter was like, man, that last one I like more. This one's better, not as good. That's what you have to do. It didn't get to me because I felt the same way. But also, when you think you have to be perfect and better than, it'll take the joy out of what you do.
Absolutely.
Away.
Absolutely. And that's what I was gonna say, like to that point initially. That's one of the most valuable lessons I think I learned from Kev. Kev just said it to me very matter of factly one time. I was like, man, like, you know, like this was maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I was like, man, how'd you like do this, like build this, da 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 da? He was just like, no, I just put up a video every day, and I never know what they're gonna do. Like sometimes I'll put up a video and be like, it's gonna be trash. I do 3 million. Sometimes I think it's the hottest thing ever. I do 13,000. I never know, and I never really see you under pressure for anything because I feel like you kind of just, you know, you're just gonna get your reps every day. I think you're more like, I'm just trying to make contact. Most people be like, I need to hit a grand slam, and that makes you swing the bat harder and not be as focused on just touching. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one of the real things I learned from you because I still start from that. Like I was supposed to be building my YouTube this year. I was heavy for 2-3 weeks, and if I don't see what I think I'm supposed to see, I'll be like, man, because I'm like an instant gratification person, and like if I don't see it fast enough, you know.
And I think when you have to do, you as a music creator, you as a photographer, videographer, just create it. Post it to yourself so you can be proud that you made it. The people who often judge our critiques don't have the skill, desire, like, I don't remember who said it was good. He was like, the only people who can boo you are people who are not in the game. You gotta be from the stands to boo. And maybe they rightfully so. Maybe something didn't hit, or didn't miss, but or missed and didn't hit. But it takes a certain amount of personality, creativity, and courage to put your art out there to be critiqued.
You're vulnerable. It's like, this is what I did. Like, even like when I put out stuff now, like, bro, when I put out Be a Fence, like, I was just like, I hope people just don't hate it. Like, I just be so nervous to even go in the comments because I'll be like, people are mean. So I know what it is, especially when something that's as important to you, like with music or stuff. Like, I don't care about that for money. I'd pay to do it because I love to do it that much, but it hurts me when people don't like it. Like, I think
it also takes no time to say I don't like this.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
His last album I didn't like. It took him months, years to make that. I gave it a halfway through and was like, nah. That's the risk you make.
Right.
You take. If you accept that it might not work, people aren't gonna be happy or whatever, it's easier to make it. And also just know it's never gonna be perfect.
This is one thing I learned. I think this might help you. Back when I was doing music heavily, I had this song that I thought was the best song ever called The Rest Is History. I was like, this song is gonna be a Sam Cooke sample. I was like, this is gonna be it. This will propel me to superstar. And I remember playing it to anybody who would listen to it. When the averages came back, like, you know, all the people that I polled, it was pretty much like 3 people would really love it, 3 people would really hate it, 3 people or the other 4 just be like, oh, it's whatever. And that made me realize you don't know how everybody else is gonna react. So just make sure you like it.
Yep.
And then if they like it, cool. But if not, as long as you like it, you're good. That's really sweet. Side note, people keep asking here about, so I don't want to act like I'm ignoring.
What time is it?
12:43. We're doing good on time. Oops. Hold on a second. Is that sabotage though? Hold on. Da-da-da-da. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I thought they were saying something. Okay. You know, another thing, this is totally unrelated, but okay, like, you know how like we were talking like back when we were like in the middle of that weight loss competition?
Let's shoot by 1 o'clock, but yes.
Okay.
What time is it right now?
12:43.
Let's just take this as a lunch break, which I will be right back, and then we'll start.
Alright.
Should we start it over then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad y'all are here. This is back to normal. This is number 1 now.
This is
it?
yeah.
I'm glad we're able to take the break.
This is what I'm starting to redefine how I look at things. I've started to notice that a lot of times when we try to do something great in our lives, we just automatically look for the suffering part of it. Yeah. And like how we were talking about when we were doing the weight loss competition. And it was like, you said that, you were like, man, I'm not fit to be like, though, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be sitting here skipping meals, not eating, like, I'm going to live my life. Mm-hmm. And I was going on the other spectrum of it, like, no, I'm going to starve, I'm just going to drink water and look at kale, and I'm going to do 4 hours. And what I realized about that is, bro, it doesn't work. Like, all that pain and stuff. I'm like, dog, I want to be happy. And so like I was talking to my trainer because I'm back with a mind now. Because I was doing the most. Like when I was dropping the weight, I was working out on empty stomachs. Like it was just so stupid.
That's
trying to speed it up.
You're gonna kill yourself.
Hurt yourself.
You're gonna hurt yourself for real.
Exactly. So I switched it. I said, all right, let me switch my idea because I was like, I hate eating food that I don't like.
Yep.
So let me stop putting myself in one of these. Let me just try to find some good healthy food that I like. That's why I started like eating breakfast. And then I felt like for one of the first times started eating before I worked out. It was a totally different workout.
Yeah, energy.
Yes, I had energy. I wasn't.
What time you be working out?
By noon.
You was trying not to eat all the way till noon?
I was absolutely not eating all the way until
I
noon.
won't eat for my workouts, but that's only because I be working out at 5:30.
Well, no,
I'm telling you, like, man, this week, it's funny because I'm having this tea, and so I talk I feel like I didn't take no break after the
Kev,
tour.
I was just thinking about that, man.
Oh,
No. I'm not going back to that conversation.
No, you go back to it.
I was thinking about it yesterday because I don't know if you know I'm on your gig tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, Jay got me a bag, so you got me a nice bag. We'll talk about it after.
Oh, cool.
But I was thinking about, I was like, man, because then we were trying to figure out the scheduling for next week, whatever. I was like, man, it literally feels like as soon as we came back, Kev was either meetings or gigs or like one-offs, whatever.
Saying those things in that chat.
I don't want to bring that back up. But all I'm saying, I'm just like, man, it's almost
let
like.
me tell you what they say.
No. Let me finish.
Let me finish. We'll come back to it.
Let me finish. It's almost like your schedule just shifted. It didn't necessarily reset at all.
No,
you haven't had and that even got me thinking. I'm like, man, because I picked up a bunch of like 3 side gigs. When I got back to, I'm like, man, I really want a break from like everything. So I'm gonna take.
I don't get that until November. I'm gonna tell you what I realized. What was I gonna say? That's what happens.
Conversation.
I gotta interrupt people when I need to interrupt them.
That's why we interrupt because we don't forget it. But this is.
Oh no! I'm gonna tell you what I said. Doe and Joshua were telling me that Doe should host Righteous and Ratchet with another host.
We've had this conversation with them before. You wanted to open this up. You opened this up.
I
want to be on the show.
Listen, and we want you to be on the show. But Kev, there's other things that you have to do, and you're the most overworked person. This is why I really felt bad when I called you to talk about that other thing. I'm like, hey man, you want to do this? And you were like, Doe. Bro, I can't. I'm tired, man. I can't. I love my family. Like, that's the thing, bro. It's like, I get it. You're Superman, but bro, you got a good, strong core team around you. And this is where I'm speaking from this vantage point. Man, this week I'd have been so well rested. I've just been chilling, and I just see my man's just out here, just always on the plan. I'm like, bro, let us help you. If you have to go out of town to shoot something, I'm sure the right pack is all I really care about. Anyway, everybody else, we got a guest host. That's what it is. I'm sure the right pack would understand. Kevin has a show. Somebody else.
I will not understand.
Okay.
I will not.
Yeah, this isn't like terrestrial radio where if you go dark for a week, you're gonna get forgotten.
Yeah, somebody said without Kev, I'm out. Oh, okay. You can't go nowhere.
Well, disregard everything we're
Here's what
saying.
I'm saying, but here's what I will.
But we're
say.
talking about replacing permanently.
No.
We're just
This
like
is
a
not
guest
permanent.
host.
Here's what I promise. So we can tell them.
What?
This is Rat Pack family.
Fine.
A company was interested in having me be their head of content. First, they came to me like, how much time do we got before 1 o'clock?
We got 12 minutes.
All right. First, they came to me like, hey, could you just help us get our brand deals going? And I told them, this is a big company, a very famous person, you guys would know. I told them, yeah, man, you know, the offer was come in every, or 2 Wednesdays a month, or two times a month, every other week for 3 or 4 hours. And I was like, okay, I can find that time. Then they were like, I had a meeting with the CEO. They were like, actually, we want you to be full time. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So then we're still talking about consulting. They tell my lawyer we're going to legal because I settled the thing because I really wanted to help other people put on, but I didn't want to like work there myself. And they were like, I told my lawyer, look, my only thing is if I work with them, I need to be executive producer tied to the projects that I help create. It's not interesting to me as a business venture for you to have me help create these ideas and then you go out and make them and then I don't get nothing. So they're like, okay, we'll take that to the legal. So 2-3 days ago, my lawyer comes back and they're like, Kev, they're like, nah, it's got to be work for hire.
Oh,
And I'm like, bro, no. There's no amount of money. You're not gonna pay me. Let's say it's $5K a month. It's not. It's not that much. Let's say it's $5K a month. You're not gonna pay me $5,000 a month, and the first time you sell one of these ideas, you get $250,000, and I get nothing.
All right.
Hey, because you know them dad jokes things, them shows that we help create, Great Taste.
Right.
Those,
Start
those,
bringing bread.
But that's what I'm saying. They're playing on your ignorance. They think you don't know. They're playing
yeah.
on your ignorance.
No, Doe hasn't
They're
seen a therapist
perceived.
yet.
Oh, and let me just say this too. I didn't want to cut you off. I did not say replace him permanently. I just said if he has a gig out of town, somebody can fill in for him for one episode. So I didn't say there would be this is our podcast. I'm just saying he be having 7, 8 different things going on at once.
Somebody said, as much as I hate it, Kev has to be there.
What?
But here's what so the reason I brought that up is I am willing to adjust my outside stuff to make sure Kev on Stage studio stuff is legit. And all these meetings and stuff that I'm taking now are not gonna be, it's not all gonna be like that. This is just all the stuff that I couldn't do when I was on tour.
Right.
So now I'm just like, all right,
But do you understand our concern about your fatigue
yes.
as your friend? You know the conversation we have. I'm not gonna go into detail on it, but you know the conversation we've had, bro. And I worry about you. I'll be praying for you. I'll be like, man. And I know you're such a hard worker. I just don't ever want it to, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you can just max out.
Yeah.
But you do have a good break coming up. You get to charge your batteries for about 3 months, right?
You do that cruise still, right?
You going on a
Cruise
cruise?
is vacation.
Okay. So
Once
I
I get through September, I'm in cruise control.
Because I
Just
think-
that, all I got is Ratchet that week.
Okay.
Josh, make sure you take the things so you can edit them.
I just don't want you to be overworked, my guy. Because you
Fam only to hear Patrick or Tony.
Well, it's on Kev. You guys know Hart.
Why does this feel so high?
It's tilted.
It's always this high? Okay. Well, that's all I'm saying, man. But we'll
Trotsky said you're blowing up. The meetings ain't gonna stop.
I keep telling you, bro, like, just tell them folks don't at you. Takes 12 to 18 months. Build Kev on Stage Studios. It'll be a powerhouse in the game.
Bro, word.
Stop. Do you know?
You know across
You want to be the borrower? You want to be the lender or the borrower?
What?
I said, do you want to be the lender or the borrower? I don't know if I said that right.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that I feel like Kev on Stage has the opportunity to be the one putting people on.
The barbecue
As opposed
episode
to-
is gonna be edited.
You know,
Nice.
No. Josh is just getting the rest of the footage today. It'll be out when Josh will. Within a week's time.
that face is saying no sooner than
I'm
this.
just trying to think realistic. Because I have to turn around the Spectrum video by Tuesday.
So let's say, what's realistic?
Before next Wednesday.
Before,
I can do before Wednesday.
before next Wednesday.
Before the next regular.
And his defense, he didn't have all the footage yet.
And we all be
I
ready.
realized
I
that.
thought DC had it, but I forgot he shot it on yours.
Yeah.
That's why.
So,
Oh, okay, get that cup. Whatever happened to those records that we
why
had?
didn't you have a therapist yet? Somebody asked.
I just been really
Yeah.
tied up with. There's no legitimate excuse. I need to get it. The last month has just been really. I don't even call it overwhelming, but I've just been getting Kiara acclimated, back to school night, school shopping, all those things. So I will put that on the agenda for next week to look into, top of next week. But thank you for being concerned. Oh yeah.
Any other questions before we get started?
People keep asking am I still dating Cher Bear? No.
When did you ever say the name Sherman?
I don't know.
I told you you slipped on
When?
that. I don't know. Man, Right Pack be knowing.
Jeez.
Ain't gonna let no slip
Why
back.
you keep saying her name? Nah.
Right Pack, Share Bear's out.
Nah, and actually, just on women in general, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just.
You ain't that chilling.
Oh, Lord.
You ain't. I'm gonna tell him.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell him.
Huh?
I'm gonna tell him.
Huh?
We got the Labor Day barbecue. By the way, I have decided I'll never have a party that big in my life again.
Not at your house.
Not at my house.
Low.
You don't even understand how long it took me to freaking clean that.
Oh, after we left?
Oh. So for the party, that big bush in the backyard,
Yeah.
I had to. Well, let me tell the truth.
Hold up.
Solicit.
I
Hold
was.
And let me tell you something before you tell the story. Before you tell the story.
I got you.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna go cut this bush down in my backyard that had grown out of control. I looked at it and I was just like. So I was at Home Depot getting shears, and I saw the Mexican dudes outside the front.
I know y'all lazy something to go over there.
I text my wife, is it wrong if I get the Mexican people to help? She was like, no, it ain't wrong. I was like,
But they came over and did it?
They're in their pocket,
So
man.
first of all, I talked to him. I'm using my raggedy Spanish. I'm like, how much? ¿Cuántos dólares para, cortar un arbusto? Which means cut down a bush. And my man was like, ¿cuántas horas? And I was like, tres. He was like, 80. And I was like, $80? Yeah. So I was like, ¿tienes un hombre?
Listen, I don't know what any of these things mean.
Do you have a friend? I was like, how much money does it cost to help me cut down a bush? $80. I said, how long? Or he asked how long it'll take. I said, about 3 hours. But I don't think for 2 men.
Gotcha.
He's like, okay. He's like, I'm like, do you have a friend? He's like, yeah. So he called his boy over. So I'm talking broken Spanish, like, you know, can you help me cut this bush down in Spanish? I got you, nigga.
Okay. All right.
He cut down this bush. He helped me set these barbecue grills up, right? In Spanish. Bro, I'm literally like Google Translate and then saying it in Spanish.
You know, there's an app that you can talk into and it'll translate for you.
I knew that, but I didn't think about it. So we get to the house. I pop the trunk, and the new dude who hadn't said nothing is like, "Do you want this in the backyard?" I'm like, you speak English? He was like, "Yeah." I really wasn't gonna get in the way of you doing your thing.
Like you're having fun with that.
Like, really want to just.
Is that a racist thing to do?
Well, the dude I was talking to didn't speak English.
Oh, right.
His boy did though.
So is that racist that you assume he didn't speak it either?
No, because when I talked to him, I was like, English. He was like, no.
So you just assumed
I just assumed his boy, because he called his boy over in Spanish.
Oh.
And his boy wasn't doing no
And
talking.
you probably would have assumed if dude could speak English, he probably would have hopped in the conversation. Like, oh, bro, what is it?
Yeah. So they go to work. They have the barbecue grill. I gave them $160 each. They were.
They asked you for 80?
That's solid.
Asked me for 80. Bro, because it was hot.
Yeah, but 100% tip?
Bro, I just felt like 80 was too low.
It was hot that day.
It was stupid hot.
I almost died.
They were out there for like 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like if I would have done like TaskRabbit or something like that, you know those apps where you can like have people come help you do stuff? I feel like I wouldn't have gotten away with it for $80.
Right, yeah.
If I would have called a contractor out,
no.
it'd been like $300-400. So I'm like, at least I could do is help my man out. He's just trying to feed his family.
On a holiday weekend?
Yeah, they probably love that.
Somebody
On a
said
holiday
you can't
weekend?
just say the N-word. Yes. I don't know. I try not to, but I be saying the N-word sometimes. I got headphones. Does it work?
Do you want some?
No, I'll take it. Is it long enough?
No, these are mine.
Are they
Oh,
big,
for you?
are they big enough to go over his head?
Sure.
Tasteful.
So, anyway, I forgot why I brought that up.
That's not good. So whatever.
Try this.
Whatever.
Why did I bring that up? Oh, it's your trash. Don't use it as trash. I got is my backpack here?
Yeah.
I don't think my cord is long enough.
No, we need that extendo.
Yeah, tell me that cord again, because I showed that lady the cord that you had emailed me.
No, because at that point,
Apparently gave me something else.
we're just gonna get that little 4-channel thing.
Okay.
I wanted the ones that you could screw in, but I don't know what, I can't find them, Kev. I think those are like specific for like radio boards.
This is. I want this to be fixed already. Okay, there we go. Oh, Kevin?
Oh yeah, I said I want to do a party at my house, and Dope gonna be chilling. So there's this girl comes with a friend. Cass brings a friend. Okay, Doja, oh, I'm a father. I just gonna bring my daughter. I just gonna barbecue. I'm not into girls like that. This girl, Cass's friend,
Check.
friend of a friend. Oh, and the boy's here. I like him. I'm interested in him. So next thing I know, don't finish barbecuing. I'm hot, kid. It's hot. Next thing I know, I see your girl. Now this I really can't. I say Doughboy's not chilling, but I really can't throw that on him because I see old girl mosey on over. Let me just. Mind you, Doughboy is here to cook the barbecue. It's obvious Doughboy is cooking. When everybody arrives, he out here sweating, fat towel, fat guy towel, sweat. We all out here hot. It's obviously this man's on the grill. The girl sat outside under the tent the whole time, staring at Doughboy on the grill. She mosey herself over there. Did you cook? Did you see this man cook? You saw him.
For the barbecue.
Don't mosey on over with the question that's easily answered.
Cass's friend did that?
Yeah.
She ate the other Beyond patty too.
Did you?
She was like, oh, I heard there's vegetarian meat.
Issues.
I was like, no, because I felt bad. Because there was
For
only
Tony
two
and
of them.
Sabrina.
There was one for each. One for Tony, one for Sabrina, and then
That's
Cass.
what happened to
Yeah,
the
because
other
I was
patty?
because Cass came up asking for if there's vegetarian options, and then as Tahir was literally grilling the 4 Beyond links and the two
patties.
He's like, I know there's like not very much like meat variations because this is specifically for Tony Tahir and then Sabrina and Tony.
You can't be the uninvited guest.
And then eat an impossible burger.
Tahir had to buy a special like a wood plank thing so that the meat, which is actually really smart. I never knew
Soaked
how they
in
cook
water.
vegan. Yeah, I never knew how they cook vegan food with regular food. But he bought like a plank.
He had everything. He had a thermometer. I can't wait for y'all to see this.
He had everything but the.
So
Sorry, man. It's right back. So everybody was asking. She was quiet during there. Who made the patty? She just. Was like, oh, that's why I don't want to invite people.
Mm-hmm.
So when almost everybody left, it was just like a couple people left. Josh, we played Werewolf.
That was fun.
And that's what I realized because I remember I was telling you I was missing the thing I missed the most about Washington was having my homies over to like barbecue and stuff and kick it.
and we're your friends.
And but I invited too many people.
Mm.
I invited my friends like you and you guys, Tony and Sabrina, the people I toured that I'm closer to, and then I invited like comics.
I was like, oh.
And here's what I realized I don't like.
Whose mom was there?
That was Keon. Or no, that was.
Was a mother there?
That's why. Once I saw her, I was like, all right, enough with the plus
mom,
ones, guys.
Keon's wife's mom.
We're doing
But I
RSVPs
realized
next
what
time, and
happened
we're
was-
checking at the door.
Mom-in-law, hop in.
When you bring the people that you don't kick it with as much, they bring people that you don't know at all.
To be
Right.
safe.
And that
And
person.
then you be in your house chilling, and they be like, I see it. It is
That's what happened
what
at
you
my
dealing with
first
at the
party.
airport.
Yeah, my first party, man, there was people. There was dudes that were just. People were just hitting people up like, yo, this is lit. Come through.
That's
There's
how
people
black
that
people
nobody
is.
even knew. Like, there was a dude who was like 6'7". Like, this food is lit. Who are you, my man? I'm like,
It's my birthday.
Kevin, my birthday. How did you get here? Okay, well, so he pointed at somebody else and I didn't know. So I realized I missed the like 8 to, because when I used to have barbecues at my house, I used to feel like 20 people because 8 of my closest friends all had 2 or 3 kids. And that's what made it feel full. There's kids running around. So next time it'll be smaller. It'll never be that big again at my house.
Yeah, it was.
Because even my birthday was cool because I knew all those people.
Your birthday, hands down, to this day, is the best party I've been to in LA.
All right, ready?
Like that?
Yeah, we're gonna switch though.
What's this one?
So I can shoot it on this one, and we'll do the live on.
So you turning it off?
I'm gonna cut the live on that one so we can end that episode.
Okay.
How many?
Or should we just?
I think we just keep it going and just tell Serena to cut it.
Okay, so let me just
herself.
reposition the cameras real quick. Because they're already in here. We still have 230 in here.
All right, I don't want them to have to get the link again. All right, hold on, I
Dang,
gotta
we
send Melissa something for
we
mine.
actually had missed the Kevin Hart thing on this. You want to talk about it on this episode?
Sure, you might, that's what I'm saying.
Because we have so many topics.
The
here.
stuff we missed, make sure we hit it
Okay,
again.
cool,
You gotta be out. I gotta be out by 2.
You gotta be out before me. I gotta pick up Kiara.
How about she had after school?
No, she does. But today we have to get her. She's getting her hair redone, so I have to go pick her up, go buy some hair, then help her take her hair down.
What time's her hair getting done?
7:30. No, 8.
You know there's a Wow Beauty Supply right over here on Van Owen.
Wild Beauty.
Wow.
Wow. W-O-W.
Yeah, it's right on Van Owen, right by Popeyes actually.
Does the hair
Okay.
make you say
Yeah,
wow?
I have to get.
And they take Joshua.
I'm glad we breezed past that. I thought we were good. You said
They,
you're calling what Melissa calls me.
they sell all that braiding hair.
I need 3 packs of the long expressions hair, or 7 packs of the regular or pre-stretched braiding hair.
Pre-stretch, they have it.
They have it?
Because I had to buy for Melissa when she was getting there. The lady at the desk was pretty helpful. Because I was in there for 20 minutes like, what? What is braiding hair? Apparently braiding hair is not the same as like weave hair.
Alright, and how many reads do we have?
I didn't even check.
Probably 3.
I'm assuming 3.
I think we're 3 through the rest of the year.
So this is cool though. So once we finish this, we'll have
Ship
to
Station, Lola. I'll do legacy box because they're really particular.
Alright, what's Lola? I'll do Lola. You want to do ship session? You want me to do? I'll do the first two. You do the last one.
Have we had to do any make goods for legacy box?
No. They were like, it's cool because we were so into it, but they want us to. They said we need to. They mentioned back in the day not having the means to view things, but they didn't actually endorse the service. We need to make sure they are mentioning what items they sent into the legacy box.
Not just okay.
Not
That
just
makes
like
sense.
this is dope.
This is a great means to save your history.
So you're gonna do ShipStation?
Uh-huh.
Somebody asked about Righteous and Ratchet merch. We are figuring that out now.
Oh, I gotta.
The idea was if you are above the $5 thing, we're gonna always give it away at the very beginning and then Christmas. So we still are planning to hold to that.
Yes.
Two times a year. Moving forward, probably around July and probably around Christmas. Because what happened was people were going at that high tier. They were getting the free shirt and then they were quitting.
Yeah, we had to. That's why then we made that change. Then we
Yeah,
stopped. We would
because
see
people were not even ever paying.
They would just go in. Yeah.
And get the gifts because we were seeing them ahead of time. So
Oh, that's kind of messed
and
up.
try to play.
give me the slate
Play
job.
kids.
Excuse me?
Slate.
AC is amazing in here, man.
You can work in here now. And they fixed it quick. Because I went over to the landlord's office that
Oh, it's the same day?
Yeah, and I was like, bro, your office is cold. And I called the dude, and it was fixed the next time I came in here, the next day.
Yeah, because I remember we shot in here, and I think the next day we were in here for. Oh yeah, because we had to do the reshoot.
Mm-hmm. Which one's the main camera now?
This one.
So that's just my shirt.
No, nobody's gonna see the other one.
Oh.
Well, I want to put the clip of
Camera
you
speeds.
saying Nicki Minaj is better.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Speeding.
Let's put that whole debate up.
Right, I am fire on you too. Righteous and Ratchet take one on your mom.
What?
So aggressive.
Is out of frame?
Yeah. Your phone is in frame. I don't know if you want to keep that in there or not. You can keep it.
Did you watch that video that I put in Slack?
Which video?
The one that I said, watch this video in all caps and.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay. You guys
Do we
ready?
look far from each other in the main, Josh?
No.
What happened to Jamila Bailey? I don't be seeing her in the.
She okay?
Ever since she called you Father Peach Color, I ain't seen her no more.
You want to scoot the mic over a little bit to your left, Kev?
What's up?
Scoot the mic a little bit over to your left. There you go. Okay. That's
I'll scoot you over a little bit.
I don't know if I
Nah,
like
I'll
that.
sock you.
Self-sabotage, man.
Self-sabotage.
I'm working on it, though. Because that's just productivity. Lord. Personal
drinks are in frame
relationships
either?
even crazier. Because I'd be in my head.
You want to take this out of frame?
Is that out of frame? All double drinks?
Yeah, don't
Mine?
drinks. Yeah, the edge of the frame is like the top of his laptop. Drinks out. See your cable? I don't know if you want to see your cable.
Kev, do you want to put your phone up here so it's not
Of where?
in the frame? And you can still have access to look at it. Maybe right here.
Well, I'll just look at yours then. Thank you, Mike Hall, who said we love you doing, Kev.
We lay y'all too, man. I'll just put mine right here then. Right? Is this like way back? I feel like this was a long time ago. This isn't lifetime. That yours is. How am I so far behind on yours?
Just refresh it.
How do you refresh it?
Oh. You have your laptop, Josh?
You need it?
Just so it can hide my phone. It looks more even to Doughboys. I
Yeah.
didn't bring mine. I'll just put my phone down. It's no big deal.
Can you just put it right off frame? Or maybe behind the.
Why don't you grab that stool right there and just put it on top of that?
That's fine.
That's too much. You don't see it there.
Out?
Yeah, it's out.
All right, cool. Ready?
Yeah, there we go. Back to the.
Sorry, Josh.
Did you have a good show, man? It was great. Like good last episode, man. Good time.
Somebody's asking, the Patreon money is split between me and Doe. It's not all the Doe. It was auto at first.
Right.
Until we covered his ADD salary.
Right.
And then we split it.
We split it
Down to mental. And we give some to the children. All right, ready?
To the orphans.
To the orphans. To the orphans.
Are you ready?
Hold on.
I feel like I need a boost. We don't have no energy drinks here, huh?
You quit energy drinks except 5 hour
yeah.
energy.
What's the matter with you, man? You alright?
No, yeah. I'm just like I just remembered that I said I wasn't drinking energy drinks no more. So I'm like, nah.
Kev's popping eye drops like you used to drink energy.
Nah, I was just trying to
They told me it was okay. My
What's
doctor said it's okay.
Okay.
The biggest issue about the LASIK.
You want to talk about that first?
Yeah, I was might as well.
Is it itchy?
Oh, it's itchy. It's dry.
I can scratch it.
Oh, it feels good. Oh yeah.
I don't like that. You could.
Somebody said I was blinging her back to school now. You know that. Sometimes I wonder how her teachers and stuff
Oh, they laugh.
perceive me. Cause I had on
I know
Jordans,
they're
a
in
grill.
Hold on. I was gonna say. I was about to ask the right pack. Did y'all see
What's the
Doughboy
teacher's
wearing
office
a
called?
grill?
Huh?
Where
Teachers
was
lounge.
The teachers lounge. They're like, do you see Belcher?
But you know what's cool? You know what's cool though? You know what my daughter said?
What?
I guess the next day when she went to school, like all the seniors was coming up to her like, Doughboy's your dad. Oh man, that's
really?
hecka cool. So she's like hecka popular now. That's kind of cool.
Man.
But I think they knew my change was fake. It's always a little disappointing when they see you get in your car. I remember one time I went and picked her up from school. They're like, "What kind of car you got? A Bugatti, a Benzo, Signal Lorenzo's?" I had a Honda. It was a sedan.
You got a Toyota.
Back then I had a Honda.
But it's clean though. Are you ready?
All right, ready?
Are my eyes all watery?
Yeah.
Your right one's red.
Yeah, that's gonna be red. Cause
I
I'm certain.
didn't.
Did you do both eyes? Just one.
Oh, did I slate already?
Yeah, we've been
Did they
rolling
put you to
for
sleep?
4 minutes, 5
Do
minutes.
something. All right.
Oh yeah.
What up? This your boy Doughboy.
And Kev on stage. Hey.
And this is another installment of Started Off to the Right. Righteous and ratchet. Kevin just got LASIK and his eyes are fixed now and he ain't gotta wear contacts and he got new eyes.
He got new
new
eyes.
headlights.
Let me tell you what though.
What's up?
That LASIK.
But before we get into that, shout out to the Right Pack.
Right
The
pack.
Patreon family is now watching this. This is Friday.
Patron.
Friday the 6th, 7th.
El familia del patron.
And we're shooting this
Patreon.
Friday the 6th, and we're shooting this. The Patreons are watching us now because they have signed up, and you can do the same. So go to righteousandratchet.com. You can join for as low as $5 a month. You can watch live, bonus footage, you get discounts, merch.
We be talking. We
Bonus
shot a bonus
episodes.
episode just now.
We was just talking
and then
about-
in between then, we was just chopping it up.
I've been live streaming for 2 hours.
Oh,
Yes.
We've been live for 2 hours.
240
and
people
the,
in this.
And the Patreon family, they know all about it.
Double the righteous, double the ratchet. So if you would like to be a part of that, please join us. But
Shout out to yo, El familia del patron.
let's get into the
Patreon.
proceedings this evening. Kevin got some new eyes.
Man,
So,
I had LASIK surgery done yesterday. It's something I've been thinking about for a long time.
why? Like, because do you like get uncomfortable wearing glasses and contacts?
Mainly because I wasn't taking my contacts out.
That can hurt your eyes, right?
Yes. I had the sleep-in ones that are designed to be like, you can sleep in for a day or two.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Oh.
3 weeks.
Oh.
And I just take them out and throw them away.
But see, that's why I would never wear contacts, because I'd probably have mine in for a year and a half and be like,
No.
eyes just fall out.
So the last time I went to the doctor, the eye doctor, to get my prescription up, she was like, have you been taking your contacts out? And I was like, yes. No.
So-
She was like, your eyes are really dry. Like, you really have... I had to put artificial tears in. And that's why I knew I messed up. She had given me something to put in my eyes. And since it was the thing was bigger than 3.4 ounces, and we were on tour...
She poured 3.4 ounces in your eyes?
No. The thing that I was supposed to put in my eyes was bigger than 3.4 ounces. So I couldn't take it on the plane.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I just didn't transfer it to nothing, so I just didn't do it.
What
So-
are you doing?
I'm
going on?
sleepy.
What's-
I'm sleepy.
It's a major malfunction.
Yes.
So you did this to you.
Yes.
Finish
So in
this.
order to take LASIK, to do the consultation, you have to take your glasses out, or your contacts out for 3 days. So I took them out for like 5 days. And apparently my eyes created more natural moisture that you need to. So I'm sitting up in the doctor's office, and they go through the whole thing. This is how they get you. The consultation's free, right? Which is just like they take one scan of each eye, and they're like, well, to do the full consultation, it's going to be $200. And if you decide to actually go through with it, they add that to your bill. So I'm like, man, I'm here, which I thought that's why I was here. Not
Oh,
for
so
just
this
one-
wasn't like a planned thing that you happened like months ago. You just went in there and was
I
like,
just
go
went
ahead,
to the
fix it.
consultation, and after I did it, and they showed me what happened, which is freaking crazy.
What?
What they do is
Oh man,
and I have the video.
I've seen a video of it.
I have my LASIK video. They took a video of it. I don't know if I want
You have it?
Yeah, I have it on my
Can I
phone.
see
I'll
it?
show you. Yeah.
Should we share it with the right back?
Sure. They cut, like the area you put your contacts on, they cut your cornea.
They cut your eye?
They cut your eye with a small knife. They pull the flap back. So when they do all the consultation, they take all these measurements of your eye. So what they're really doing is programming the laser so that if you do decide to do LASIK, all the information is already there. So when I finished the consultation, they already had how they could correct my eyes.
Okay.
So they put these little clips in your eye.
Oh no.
So you didn't go to sleep when this happened?
No, they numb your eyes. So first, they numb my eye.
How do they?
right?
Hold on. How do they
Eye
numb your?
drops.
Oh, I thought
eye
they put a
drops.
needle in your
I was about to be like, bro, I would
Eye
have
drops
died
in
right
your eye,
there.
right?
Oh.
And then there's another eye drop is like kind of like iodine. Another eye drop is artificial. There's like eye dropping like
They don't
crazy.
hurt?
They are. So that's the thing. So when I'm walking, they're like, "Are you ready for the surgery?" I was like, "Yeah." So like, open your eyes. When I opened my eyes, it was stinging like crazy. So I'm like, "Yo, hold up. This
Oh, after they did the surgery?
no.
Oh,
Before I even went to the surgery.
So after they put the drops in.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, because it's supposed to be numb by now.
But it wasn't.
They're like, "Are your eyes okay?" Like, no, these sting. Like, oh, we'll just numb them up again. So they numb them up again, and the second time I open my eyes, it's clear. So my whole time I'm asking the doctor, like, yo, how many people go blind? Like, what happens? They're very like, he had done like 65,000 LASIKs.
How many people went blind?
Nope, nobody's ever went blind.
Oh.
He said, and also what they do, they had pictures of like Tom Brady in there, like signed, and I was like, oh, did they get LASIK in here? And they're like, no, we can't say who got LASIK,
Which is Patriot
but
fans.
they just been in here. And I realized how much celebrity endorsement helps.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, all these athletes, Manny Ramirez, Tom Brady, all these LA athletes are pictures in there. Apparently, this is a guy had been doing this since like 1991.
Got it.
So just seeing that other people had done it
Mhm.
was like, okay, a little freeing.
But typically, like,
Hold on, man, I'm telling you. You keep asking me questions. We're supposed to be working on not talking over each other. Because they are so mad in our video. You like took over Trevor. You took over
You forget
Trevor.
what you were saying, get back to
no,
it.
I'm not. So they flip your eyelid down. Not your eyelid, they flip your cornea
and
down.
your cornea is.
It's like the
It's that clear layer that's
Yeah.
that sits on top. It's the one that like a contact would sit on top of.
Yes. They flip that down and the laser is basically like
Did it hurt?
no, your eyes are numb. So here's the
You
part what's
heard
scary.
it?
Yes.
Oh my.
Here's the
So
part
you
that's
weren't
scary.
asleep.
Hold on. No, boy, I done told you 3 times I was asleep. But here's the part that was scary. Mind you, I'm terrified I'm gonna go blind.
Right.
Like I'm literally like, man, I want to like before I'm in there. Like it's funny because like when I decided to do it, I was like, when can I do it? And they're like, well, you can do it today. And I was like, today? I'm like, you sure? They're like, yeah, we got room. So apparently a lot of people are like that. They're called fast trackers. People who've been thinking about it for a while, and once they're sure, they're sure. I didn't think they was gonna say today.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I text my wife. She's like, you doing it? I was like, yeah.
Because he hopped in the group chat like, yeah,
No.
so he's like, well, you're planning a surgery?
No, because he had been talking about the consultation for like a week and a half, and I remember even like this past week when we were talking about it, and Kev's like, yeah, I think if they say they could do the same day, I'm gonna do it, and then the whole time Liz is like,
You've been saying that forever. Because I've
See-
been talking about LASIK for years.
We're very much the same like that. Like, we'll
Once
go
I'm-
back and forth, but once you're there, it's like, let's go right now.
So here's the thing, though. So while I'm waiting, I'm like, because they had me in there waiting for a minute, and then I'm just like, don't do it. This is the Holy Ghost.
no way.
I'm like, is that the Holy Ghost? And then just
No, it's
me.
you.
So right after that happened, the doctor came in, are you ready? I was like, y'all better have been ready.
Woo.
So let me tell you the scary part.
Okay.
Because the whole time I'm scared I'm gonna go blind.
Right.
Like I don't care what y'all tell me. The first case of blindness is gonna be me if anybody goes blind. So they tell me everything about the surgery except this one part. The first thing they do on your eye, when they cover it, it blocks your vision. So I didn't know that, and they didn't mention that. So they pushed the thing over my eye, and
Oh,
stare at the red dot.
Jesus.
And I'm staring at it, and I'm like, oh snap, because there's like 6 white lights around it. So all of a sudden, the 3 white lights start going dark.
And
I'm
you
like,
think
oh,
you are
snap.
watching yourself lose
You're
your
like,
eye.
I feel like, because my other eye
wow.
was taped shut. So I'm like, okay, these 3 went dark. Okay, maybe it's just a thing. Maybe it's just a thing. Then 4. Next thing you know, 5 and 6 are dark. Then the whole image suddenly starts going black, and I'm like, I'm going blind. And this is why I didn't want to do
Did you think to save the other eye?
Don't know. I said, hey, guys, it's going dark. It's going dark. They're like, oh, yeah, this is fine. This just obstructs your vision. I was like, don't nobody want to tell me that.
Who said that?
Y'all show me all these videos and stuff that happens. Nobody thought to say, oh,
they knew that you
the
would do
first
this.
thing. I mean, at least if they told me, I would have known.
You would have been expecting
Yes.
it.
Not
So
thinking watching myself lose it.
That I feel like I'm just like, well, I wanted to go to Thailand.
Like, we'll see the kids no more.
It was the first eye, so my first eye was like, left eyes are cool. I'm just obviously they're gonna stop and realize I'm blind. And my right eye, and I'm gonna just be like, well, I'm just left eye Jones. I'm gonna be like Romeo from Immature. I'm just gonna wear a patch over the right eye because I'm obviously blind.
Right.
So then he pulls that thing off, and then my vision come back super blurry. And they literally, like, on the videos, girl, you literally can see them, like, flip the flap back over, and he, like, smooths it down. You can feel him. It feels pressure, not like pain, but you can feel somebody, like that.
Right.
So
Nah,
they do both
bro.
of them. And I sit up, and, like, it's blurry. You gotta, like...
Wait, but don't skip over. So what happened with the other eye? They just did the same thing?
Yeah, but I knew now.
So now you know.
So now I know.
So now you're not overly
and also,
freaking
when they
out.
go to the other eye...
This one started to come back.
This one started to come back.
Okay,
It's just super blurry and stuff.
Okay.
So I go home, and I mean, you talk about like my vision. I mean, just tearing in and out, like water.
Yeah, Melissa said you had to keep your eyes closed.
I had to keep my eyes closed for 4 hours straight.
You were up?
No, I went to sleep.
Okay.
So that's they're like, look, the most important thing when you do this is you have to keep your eyes closed for 4 hours straight. Like you can open them and go to the bathroom and like go down the stairs, but like if you want to be good, keep them like closed. So they gave me an Ambien. So she gave me a sandwich. I was like, can you order me a sandwich? Because I'm going to just try not to.
You ate the sandwich blind?
I ate the sandwich blind. And let me tell you, I was like Daredevil. I was like,
you were like trying to condition yourself to like, well, this might be how it's going to be, so I might as well.
Well, since I'm blind now, I can taste, oh, this mushroom is from North Augusta, Georgia. And this cheese is from the shores of Patagonia. Right? So I take the Ambien and then I like knock out. And I have to wear these, yes. Okay. You got to wear these goggles over your eyes because if you like touch your eye by mistake, right after, within this 4 hours, you could like damage it forever.
Really?
So, yes. So
why wouldn't they just keep you there?
You can. You gotta live your life.
They gotta go home.
It's only 4 hours. I said like it would make more sense.
No, they want you to go to sleep because they're like, the best thing you can do is go to sleep. Because you go to sleep, you're not going to be tempted over
I personally think it'd be smarter for them to just have people sleep there and then like, all right, wake up.
They got to get the next person in. This ain't good for business. You're taking a nap. So anyway, here's the funny sad part. So I come in and I'm knocked out. This morning my wife tells me, she was like, man, your kids were freaked out.
What?
Because I'm at home at like 6:30.
Right.
And I'm gone. I got these weird goggles
Oh,
on.
that must have just been
She said JoJo came in and was like, because they didn't know I was having
I
surgery.
gotta prep the kids for this, Kevin.
I didn't know.
They coming up here.
You didn't put in the group chat?
Like he's never gonna be able to see me again. Dad, brush my beard, brush my waist, brush my waist. Just brush my face.
You
Just brush my face.
didn't even hit the group
I
chat?
didn't tell the group chat.
Jesus.
So I come home, she was in the kitchen. She said JoJo came in there with his eyes watering. Like,
Oh, bless his heart.
have you? What's going on with my
What's
butt? Daddy. She's like, oh yeah, he had eye surgery. He's like,
Eye
surgery?
I don't think
That doesn't make it better.
It's like going to the mall and just getting a tattoo. Like, you weren't planning to get a tattoo.
In hindsight, because they've been telling me not to do it. He's like, man, don't do it, man. What if you're blind?
No,
Because
but
he
you know
researches, though.
I know. I think
Yeah.
it is. You know, I think it is. I think you knew you would have kept talking yourself out of it for whatever reason. So sometimes you gotta
Absolutely.
jump.
And I knew I didn't have much to do today.
Right.
Like they were like, you gonna be good by the next day.
How do you just do that with the off day? You know, I got some time to go get my eyes cut up.
Man, I went to the dentist.
Oh.
I mean,
You go to lunch. You go to the beach. You go to LASIK surgery.
I had dental. I had some serious dental work done, and then I had LASIK.
This is why you need a break, Kevin. You don't get half an evening break and go fix your headlights. Jeez, I'm glad it came through.
So Zay was worried too.
I ain't gonna lie. I never articulate fear when it's for someone else because I don't ever want to put that in the air. But when we was going through in the text, I was like, even I was texting, I was like, is he high?
That's why I was like, wait, he actually
I
did it?
didn't even know you were going to do it. I was just like, I was Googling, like, do people go blind? And then I realized, I was like, I wouldn't be able to, he gets to see me, man.
Be like, man, this
my
guy trying to pay my
friend.
bills, man.
Yeah.
You be blind.
Come
you
on,
be
man.
They
Like,
can't see the internet.
It won't be nearly as interesting. You won't be able to read this with his eyes.
Oh, man, you can never read a timeline again,
Kev.
Kev.
Right, that's what I was worried about. I was like, I'm blind. That's it. I can't do my job no more. I won't even be happy because I want to travel. I can't travel. I can't see nothing cool. I'm not motivated.
Man,
How
we
long
take
did you have
vision.
glasses?
Man, I didn't even know my vision was bad until I went to college. Because in high school, the classes are smaller, so I could see the board. And I remember my first class in college, Kane Hall. I remember literally Psychology 101. I remember I was way back because there was no seats up front. My first day in college, and the professor was writing on an overhead and showed on the board, and I was just like, people can see that? This thing was blurred.
Really?
City. And I was like, I can't see this. So then I got glasses, and then my vision just kept getting progressively worse. Like, I used to be able to take them off and play basketball and not be affected. Then I couldn't see without them. Then my vision went from like negative 0.5 to negative 1, 1.5. Like, every time I went to the doctor, it was like at least a 0.5%.
Is that
worse.
one in your family?
I don't know my real dad.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. My mom or dad don't wear glasses.
So this is like the first time in 15 plus years that you've been able to see this clearly with no assistance?
Well, it doesn't feel much different because I wear contacts.
So you always were able to see, but now you know you don't have contacts in and you can
Yes.
Is it like having contacts in without having
Right.
it?
Like how does
Yes.
that? And are you out of the red zone for as far as any other?
The first
mishaps?
month, the first week, they say is your eyes are gonna feel scratchy. Like when I woke up this morning, my eyes were all scratchy. I was like, that's it. I'm never gonna feel normal again. But I was reading on my aftercare stuff, and it was like the first week your vision, like right now my vision is still kind of blurry. Like this light is kind of blurry. Like it goes in and out. You got 3 chicken tenders. So they tell you the first week is gonna be blurry.
Okay.
Here and there. By a month, you shouldn't have no symptoms, but sometimes they.
Well, shout out to you for,
Man,
for
we
getting
take-
through that. But next time,
We take
Kevin,
vision for granted,
practice
man. That's
some restraint.
crazy.
We do.
What restraint?
You gotta. That's a thought out decision, man. It's not a.
I thought about it. I've been thinking about it for literally years. I had my first consultation set for like 2016. I just kept missing them on purpose. I was like, if I go in there,
Self-sabotage.
I was too scared. I was like, if I go into the consultation, they're gonna quell them. I just was convinced I was gonna go blind.
And now you good.
And now I can see.
You ain't go blind.
And now I don't have to, because the one thing that really sold me on it is the doctor was like, look, what you're doing with your contacts is more dangerous than LASIK. Like, you keep leaving them in, you can like grow blood vessels in your eyes. Apparently there's no blood vessels in your eyes, but you're like, the reason they need to take your contacts out is so your eye can breathe, because it stops the oxygen. Usually when I first started contacts, I always took them out every night because I was terrified because all the posters they
But it
show you.
seems so hard to put them in and take them out and clean
dog.
them. I mean, like, that's such a little thing. They'd be like,
Dope. When I first started, it used to take me like an hour. And my eyes would be because it's unnatural to touch your
why
eyes.
would you just wear glasses?
Because I didn't. I couldn't hoop in them.
But you can't hoop with them.
But at least I looked better. I used to hoop.
Because you beat me doesn't mean you're a
I
good
used to
player.
hoop. I was so good on JV. I was like, Todd.
Why don't you just get like the Rick Mahorn glasses
Oh,
with the drawstring?
Horace Grant?
Yes.
Horace Grant
had the goggles on.
and he hooped for real.
Yeah.
The goggles were big.
Athletes never really been having glasses.
No, look at but and that's most of his people are. He said that I was like, who does this? He was like, athletes number one, like by far.
Actors.
No, athletes are number one. Military people are number two.
Why?
Because you can't really scare the other side with glasses on. Like, damn. But athletes, military, police, and then actors and actresses.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Kevin's.
So do you feel ultimately good
Man.
about it all?
I feel better, but that second when I
watch
was
the
blind,
I absolutely
it's
will watch
gross.
it. Really? I'm
It's
honest.
gross.
See it.
You
They cut your eye. They cut it like with a scalpel.
Did Liz
Like-
watch it?
no? Oh yeah, I showed it this morning.
Oh.
So what did they cut it with? Like so, like when they cut it, like was it like a piece of eye meat, and they just like put it into the
No,
side.
they just flap it. They don't cut it all the way out and take it off. They just cut it and flap it open.
What type of like texture is our eyes? I'm figuring it's like different than every other texture in our body, like our eyeballs.
It's cornfaculate. I don't know.
All right. Well, glad they're okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And moving right along to other things that are important. Let's hold on 1 second. Boom. All right. Now we all sell merch, so we know firsthand that
Boy,
when you're
you,
selling.
you need a better segue than that.
Let's do it.
I'm not even gonna allow that.
no.
You didn't even do speaking of.
You didn't. I got
You
you.
know
I
I
got
can
you.
see in our future
Okay.
sales.
So,
That's what
so,
I'm-
so go ahead. So wait a minute. So go back to your last thoughts on your eyes.
So my eyes are really good now.
And now you can really see. And speaking of seeing and seeing good quality, we all sell merch, you know? And so we know firsthand that when you're selling online, getting your orders out can be a real pain, okay?
Mhm.
But ShipStation has really made our lives easier. The great thing about ShipStation is it gives you analytics that really make selling online easier. we've used it for our merch, and being able to clearly see how many orders have been sent out versus how many orders we have to send.
I can see really clearly now.
Really?
I didn't know how many orders were going or coming.
I know.
But now with LASIK and ShipStation, I can see it.
ShipStation helps you get orders out quickly, save money on shipping costs, and keep your customers happy. So no matter where you're selling, Amazon, Etsy, your own website, ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface. You can even manage your orders from your cellular phone. Now, ShipStation works with all the major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, UPS, even Amazon Fulfillment, so you can compare and choose the best shipping solution for you and your customer. They even offer big discounts on shipping costs. Now, any business can access the same postage discounts that are usually reserved for large Fortune 500 companies.
Mm-hmm.
You'll always know you'll always know that you're getting the best deal.
Yeah.
Now listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers.
Yeah.
You'll ship more in less time with the best rates available.
Yeah.
And right now,
Mm-hmm.
Righteous and Ratchet listeners can try ShipStation free for 60 days when you use promo code RR.
RR.
There's absolutely no risk. You can start your free trial without even entering your credit card info. Just visit ShipStation, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in RR. That's ShipStation.com. Enter the promo code RR.
RR.
ShipStation.com. Make ship happen.
I like the energy.
Come
a lot
on,
better.
man. We out here, man.
Now
better.
you have
feel
stepped
me?
your game up.
Yes.
Because your reading in previous ads
Oh, man.
was abysmal.
Do you like the merch?
Well-
I do. Ah yeah.
Speaking of the Jay-Z deal in the NFL, we talked about this last episode, and we've talked about it like on the last couple episodes, but now all of the facts are out. So we have factual things to ask, tangible things that we can speak about with the so the details. So basically, the details of the NFL deal that Jay-Z set with the NFL was announced, and essentially. I set it up. I just said
But the thing about Jay-Z, NFL football players, JC, they different than
I felt
JC.
it, I felt the looks. I was just like,
JC, not
So the
JC,
thing
not
is,
that.
NFL football player, I like it very much.
JC, not Jesus Christ. I know.
okay, hold on one second.
We're talking about Mr.
Why
Ho.
does that sound so professional?
Cause man, I'm trying to like up my level of professionalism.
Okay.
I'll leave this with y'all.
But don't lose your part that makes you you.
Okay. All right. So basically, hold on one second. Let me go down to my documents that I have. Because you know, I'm trying to do a good job on producing for us. All right. So cool. Here we go. Boom.
People have been watching this for 2 hours at work.
Right pack is hanging in there.
It's love. Okay. Cool. So now with the deal, basically what happened? There are two nonprofit groups that they chose to give money to.
So this is so Jay-Z's supposed to help the NFL make the right choices on what to do with their social justice fund.
Exactly.
They set up this social justice fund at the tail end of last season, and they said, "Hey, we messed up. We wanna start doing this right." But apparently, they had only given out $1 million so far. Jay-Z, part of his deal, was supposed to help
I'm gonna
them
help you direct where these funds go.
direct these funds and then vet the people who receive them.
Right.
And ergo, the problem.
Okay, so
One
the
of
groups-
the people.
The two groups were called the Better Boys Foundation, Family Services, and the Crushers Club. One of these groups, I believe it's the Better Boys Foundation.
No.
Oh wait, the
Crushers Club.
Crushers Club is an All Lives Matter.
So here's the thing about Crushers Club. There's a lot of tweets people picked up on. One of her biggest egregious mistakes that people are upset about, she was taking kids in Chicago and cutting their hair and cutting their locks, cutting their locks, and that was supposed to be symbolic of a change in their life. Like, I don't want to do this life no more, so cut my locks, and that's gonna, it's gonna be like my interchange.
Right.
Kind of like when people join the military, they give you the buzz cut, and it's like
Right.
symbolic of their thing.
Get you.
So people called her out on that. Like, bro, that's part of our culture, part of our heritage and stuff. And then she hit them with the I don't see color. I don't see race.
Oh.
I just know these kids want it. And apparently she said only 2 of the kids ever did this. And she cut both of the hair. And then she had this smug look on her face. She's like, me cut the kids' hair.
This is a
White woman.
All right, and
So
then,
the image of a white woman cutting off a black kid's locks
right.
and saying this is the beginning part of your change.
Why is that even what?
Because that was
I mean,
like,
I know,
I'm
but
giving
it's
them
just
life.
okay.
So here's my thing that I think is interesting. Jay-Z's involvement was supposed to, from the NFL's point of view, give them a shield and take the spotlight off of them.
I think this. I think it's the opposite.
And they turned the spotlight into a microscope. I don't even know who. They had to go back on this Crusher Club's Twitter account years to find these tweets. She had All Lives Matter. She had a whole bunch of black kids in police wear. Like, what you need to do is become a cop. You make $70K a year, incarcerating the bad guys. People were mad at that. On Facebook, she just had a lot of bad responses.
And then there was this. Now, I don't know if we could throw this in post, but when you told me about it and you told me what he said, I was like, he couldn't have said it like that.
Jay-Z?
Yes. And then I heard it and I was just like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
So he had an interview, and Jay-Z, I'm going to paraphrase, and we might be able to put the whole thing in here. He essentially said, well, you have, young black men, and they're chilling in the house, there's no father. So there's no guidance, you don't respect authority. You go out to the outside, you see the police, you're like, hey man, you can't tell me nothing, forget you. And kind of like equivalent, like that's why black men get like
it's a false equivalency and a fallacy at best.
I feel I don't. Jay-Z has been famous for a very long time.
25, my whole life.
Very well spoken. I just don't understand why he would say that. And I was looking for maybe what he was trying to say. For one, all black men don't grow up without their father. And to hear a black man say that was just, it stung like, what?
Apparently,
why you say these? Like, why you say these? Like,
statistically, more black fathers are in their kids' lives than other races. Statistically.
Right. So for him to even just say it as a blanket statement about black people, and we get so offended when white people say stuff like that. Like, should we be offended that a black man said that?
He's just wrong. Think about a couple of the cases. Tamir Rice.
Right.
The police pulled up and shot him in less than 6 seconds. There's no chance to even respect authority. Right. The reason black people are mostly upset about our deaths at the hands of police, because in most of the cases, we are being compliant.
Right.
And are still getting shot.
Right.
Jordan Edwards was shot, or maybe not Jordan Edwards, I think his first name was Jordan though. He shot in a Walmart. He had a toy gun in the Walmart. You have Walter Scott was
running away
shot in the back from police. You have
the dude that was in the car, the guy that was in the car, like he doesn't have a gun. He's not resisting for that.
Castile was literally on tape doing everything you say. And Eric Garner. These people are not. And then on the flip side of that, you have that white dude. I don't know if you saw this video last week. White dude that killed a couple people, and the cops were chasing him around in a taser. And then you have white kids who shoot up schools.
And they get arrested, taking the Burger King.
And that's what people are mad about. That's further, couldn't be further from the truth.
I never
just make your money and shut up.
Bro, because I just don't understand what is the angle here for Jay.
And
we had been praising Jay like, yo, he said legal help for me. He got 21 Savage out. But what are you talking like? And that was the first time. Jay-Z is one of my favorite rappers of all time. That was the first time it felt like he was out of touch with what's going on to make a statement.
Yeah, Jay-Z. And here's the thing. I think you can like a person and an artist and call them out on a mistake.
Right.
Janelle Monáe said something about Popeye. She equated, like, if y'all can stand, it's paraphrasing, y'all can stand in line for Popeyes, wish we could do that to vote. And people were like, Janelle, if it were as easy to register to vote
as it was to get that
don't you think more people would do it? Right. There's voter suppression, there's this and that. People got to take off from work. You can get a chicken sandwich in 5 minutes.
Right.
And you know what she did? You know what, guys? You're right. I apologize. I'm not expecting celebrities to be blameless. What I don't like is where people are like, well, he did all this stuff. Jay-Z could have done a lot of stuff right, and he has done a lot of stuff right. That doesn't mean he's right on this. Right, I think he can be wrong on this, and we're okay to call him out and be like, bro, this don't look good. From the moment this was announced, everything does. And the thing about the Crusher Club thing, this is the one that you said you vetted.
But see, and this is the thing. This is the biggest inherent I have. The biggest inherent problem I have with this entire situation.
You better do something with inherent.
This is the problem that I have with boycotts. I feel, this is how they're set up. I feel that now the whole reason why Colin Kaepernick gave up his career and what he was fighting for, now it's just an afterthought. And now we're talking about everything else but what that man sacrificed to try to make change for. And I feel like
it's called co-opting the movie.
It's like, bro, like and that's the thing. I really like felt bad for Colin Kaepernick this morning. So I was like, man, this is a dude that has been playing football his entire life, and at the height of the prime of his career, decided to say, look, I'm going to do something to use my platform. And then he lost his job, like millions of dollars and what he loves to do, and then to have somebody else basically just come in like, oh, watch out. Like, and Jay-Z was calling people out for working with the NFL, all this other stuff. Now you take over. Now it's just like, I feel the worst for Colin. Because I'm like, he didn't give up all of this just for you to come and give them the pass and now start doing this.
But here's the truth on the other side of that. Even though Crusher Club has that bad taint, the other group that they gave money to, they don't seem to have any negativity.
Cool.
The first one you named, I forgot the name.
Oh no, I couldn't get the name.
But the point is, even through all this mess, at least some people who are really doing the work that needs to be done in our community. I'm not even saying Crusher Club's all bad.
Right.
Because some of the kids seem to be looking like, man, this is cool. Like, she might be off base in some things, but I don't know if she's completely malicious. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has some tweet that, like, we need Trump to fix this. And people are like, come on, this is who y'all pick. But the other group seems to be cool. And that's my hope, that even if there's some bad and Jay-Z seems this, at least hopefully some of that money goes to real groups that are doing real work, and they can now do what they need to do to help kids in the community. Right. And if it takes some of this stuff, like, at least Colin's whole thing was not for naught.
Right.
And in some ways it looks like he's I don't want to say the word martyr because he's not dead, but when you try to bring change, it often costs you the biggest sacrifice. Martin Luther King, he had to lose his life,
right.
And I'm thinking, so a lot of times the person who stands up first never gets to reap the benefits of what they stood up for. Right. And that's a risk they're willing to take. And that's what I feel like the problem with the NFL wasn't Colin Kaepernick's kneeling. They weren't to blame until he didn't get a job because he knelt.
Right.
If the NFL would have just been like, if somebody just hired him and move on, NFL would have been blameless in this. They have a lot of blood on their hands for other stuff, but they would have been blameless in this.
But do you think, do you really feel like when it happened, do you feel like all the league owners just was on some click stuff, like, do not get this dude a job?
No, I don't think so, because like the Ravens worked him out. Right. And then they were just like, there was a whole big uproar, and it was the fans. It was a lot of fans that were like, he's not for police. I'm gonna boycott. And the NFL think, okay, all these people who are gonna boycott, who buy tickets and buy merch and buy beer, if they're talking about not coming, now bringing him in hurts my bottom line. And that's what happened. I don't know if they said let's all not hire him, but the Ravens did that, and then the other owners see that and they're like, oh snap, I'm not even gonna work him out.
Right. Because now I don't have they got all this flack from just a
bingo. The Seahawks had looked at him for a second. A Seahawks fan, there's a lot of rumbling because there's a lot of red state type of people in every state. Right. Like in Seattle, it's all blue and liberal, but there's a lot of farm country in Washington. Right. There's a lot of bars. There's a lot of meth. There's a lot of people who are not, blue. They're not liberal leaning. Right. So those people are loud, and they go to NFL games. Like you go to NFL games, you don't see a whole bunch of black people there. At least in Seattle, you see the black people on the field. The fans is other people. So the NFL, those teams that looked at them saw us losing money, and that's how they decided.
Now, and just ask the question. So, is that wrong from a business standpoint to do that? Does it make them like culpable to be like, you're a person I'll boycott because of that moral decision that you did that I don't agree with? But is it just really as a business? It's like, yo, this guy, he's a decent quarterback, and I'm gonna have to deal with all this backlash. I'd just rather not. Is that where you think the boycott's coming from? Like, too many of y'all think like that, so we're not rocking with none of y'all?
People who don't want to watch it.
Yes, the people So
and it looks like the league decided together to collude against him. They actually lost the lawsuit, or they settled the lawsuit because of that. Right. So it looks like, bro, y'all weak off that. And my thing is, for me, it just ain't cool. Right. There's too much stuff about it, and that player safety, domestic abuse on women. Like I have been cool, bro. I've been on Premier League soccer. Really? Yeah. And it's amazing, and I know we got to move on. Here's something I think is really interesting about the way algorithms and stuff works. So I started watching Premier League soccer, I started getting into soccer unrelated to any of this. Okay. Just because my son was good at soccer, and I didn't know how to properly cheer because I didn't know what's happening. All I know is score goals. Then there's like offsides and crosses and all this spacing.
Kicks.
Yeah, I don't know how they get penalty. I don't know nothing.
Right.
So I start buying soccer jerseys. I'm about to support you. Start doing research, all this type of stuff. I start YouTubing soccer and watching a whole bunch of soccer videos. Guess what comes up on my YouTube all the time now?
What?
More suggested soccer videos.
And you be watching them?
Yes. The algorithm.
And it's such a really popular sport. There'll be way more people at soccer games than football games.
It's globally, it's not even close. Because Americans are not good on that level, we don't care about it.
Right.
Because we hoop and we play football.
Right.
But globally, the biggest superstars and the most well-paid athletes of all time are soccer players. And it ain't even. I'm
And they
talking
ain't got them
about
salary caps. You can just pay them whatever.
220 million.
Jesus.
Neymar, I think, was 220 million dollars.
It's the most.
No, euros.
Which is
220 million euros.
How many US dollars is that?
More than 220 euros.
Their
Stronger
dollar is
than
weighted
dollar.
heavier.
I think their dollar's like 30% more than ours.
So he's getting paid. He's having a great life. He's having great sex.
Oh, no. That's me.
And that's important because Lola, which is a female-founded company, offers a whole line of great products for women. They have organic cotton tampons, pads, liners, and sex products too. Oh, Lola is known for its line of period products made with organic cotton, but those sex products, that's what I want. Oh, yeah. Lube is important. You just got to make sure the situation is smooth sailing. You want a lube that's not sticky or weird fragrance and not made with a whole bunch of chemicals. And that's what Lola is. Lola's got a personal lubricant system that's amazing. It's mess-free, one-click pump system. Because you know sometimes you're in the middle with the other hand. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get the one click. I gotta get the click. Then I lube it up and then I put it in. They got water-based lubricant made with aloe vera. It's made without parabens, petrochemicals, glycerin, or fragrance. The Sex by Lola line is available for subscription. So everything's conveniently delivered on your ideal personal schedule. You know your cycle. Yeah, 21 days, it'd be like, yo, what up?
What up? We in here though.
What up with your inside? You're gonna need me. You don't have to worry about going to the store every time. It's gonna be right there.
Boom.
And then when your cycle over, and you got another situation happening, hey man, you got Lola. All right, and me and my wife have been using it. It's quite all right. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the body's taken care of. So for 40% off of your first month subscription, visit mylola.com and enter RR when you subscribe. That's 40% off your first month subscription when you visit mylola.com/RR. Do what we say.
Now, speaking of #1 comedians in the country that have been involved in serious accidents, Kevin Hart. Now, this story is getting more and more
It's a murky sitch.
interesting
It's a murky sitch.
as time goes on. So first I wanted to say, because I know we always do our jokey transitions. So first off, from the podcast, prayers and well wishes to Hart and his family. We are wishing you a speedy recovery, brother. The game needs you. Love your stuff. So please get back.
Big fan of
So
yours.
we're not here to make jokes about this, but we are here to talk about it because we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so now with Kevin Hart, so it was revealed that he was in a car accident, and it was a pretty serious car accident.
Yes.
The car had flipped over. You see the car. You see
Car
the
was
picture online.
mangled.
It was just like, how did anybody even expect
Yes.
that? So that was the thing, and it was like, hey, unfortunately, he was in a car. And then when the facts first came out, it was, hey, he was in a car. There were 2 other people in the car with him.
Mhm.
He was not the driver.
Well, first it
Everybody's
was he was the driver, then it wasn't he was the driver, and then there was a 911 call.
That's the thing that just changed. So then now the 911 call has come in. It was from his wife.
No.
Yes, it was from his
Was
wife.
it?
Yes,
No, I thought it was from the passerby.
it was from his wife, from her house, and he had made it home. He had somehow got from the accident to his house,
I heard his
and
security
somebody
picked
took
up
him
and
out of
took
the
him.
car,
Yeah.
took him home.
Are you certain?
That's what happened. Yes, it's all here. And I did my research. So hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second. So here is the 911 call. Do you want me to say?
Sure.
Okay. So here is the 911 call that came through. So here we go.
You're sure this is his wife?
I'm positive. Hold on a second. Here we go.
Line at 9. Bring it on. Go ahead. Wear white fearlessly with
Here we
OxyClean
go.
White Revive.
911 calls released by police are shedding new light on that crash. They were made by a bystander at the scene and a woman believed to be Kevin Hart's wife.
Oh.
This morning, 4 days after the accident, police sources familiar with the matter tell NBC News the investigation remains ongoing after a late-night ride involving one of Hollywood's biggest stars.
He was in a car accident earlier tonight, or what happened?
Yes, earlier tonight. I don't know what happened.
This
He's
is
not
right.
coherent at all.
At 2:15 a.m., hours after the crash, a woman identifying herself as Kevin Hart's wife called 911 from their home.
Did he get treatment originally from when he was injured? Did he go to the hospital, or?
No treatment at all. We're just here, and he can't move.
Is there any obvious broken bones that you can tell? You see anything broken?
Just something on his back is pulling out on his spine.
That back and forth came
I
after
didn't hear
this
this.
call from the initial scene of the crash.
This is what I heard.
coming, guys, don't worry. Moments after Kevin Hart's vintage muscle car careened off an LA road. The caller describing the chaotic scene early Sunday morning, but now there's confusion about who was driving.
Sounds like the passenger's stuck in the car. The driver's out of the car, but he looks a little hurt. I think they're top of the car in the crash.
Oh,
The
snap.
bystander on the 911 call said he saw the driver get out of the car, but initial police reports said Hart's friend, Jared Black, was in the driver's seat. When crews arrived and Black's fiance, fitness trainer Rebecca Brocksterman, was also unable to get out of the car.
How many people are stuck inside, do you know?
I think it's just one lady who, the driver's out right now. They're trying to get the passenger out.
The two reports seeming to conflict and raising new questions. In the newly released calls, an unidentified male voice can also be heard in the background. But police did not say any of the passengers were taken to the hospital, indicating only Hart left the scene to his nearby residence to get medical attention. The initial police report also saying alcohol was not a factor in the crash. Hart is expected to make a full recovery after undergoing back surgery. Kevin Hart's recovery is already conflicting with his
snap.
So,
national
and
schedule. He was
to
originally
compound
set to be
matters,
the first
the
guest
vehicle,
on Kelly
Hold on,
Clarkson's
hold on. Yeah, mute it,
daytime talk show,
Okay.
but we're
the vehicle in question is a modified vehicle that doesn't have a back seat.
Really?
Yes. So it means there were 3 people in the car, and from apparently there's no injuries to the woman. I'm gonna just say this. I don't know. And something, you know,
That's what
because
you
I don't
gonna
ever, because I told you how I felt. You see my text that I sent you? You know. So, until it all comes out, I would just say this. Something doesn't seem right. Something seems very wrong with how this reported. And I know for a fact, I don't know everything, but I know when you're in accidents that are serious like that, you're not supposed to pull people out of cars if you're not a trained professional. You can kill somebody or paralyze somebody.
You can especially with a back
Seriously.
injury, you moving them the wrong way.
If he
definitely can
was
have-
moved by anyone other than professionals, whatever he might be going through could have been caused by that.
Yeah.
So all I will say, because all I can say is when this information is presented to me, something seems very wrong and weird. So I will not make any assumptions. I will just let everything else come out, but something does not add up here, sir. And I would say that in the most politically correct way that I can. Like I said, all well wishes to Kevin Hart, but this is just a weird report. Because like you said, you didn't even know that there was a call from a wife.
I never heard the
call from the wife.
Yeah, that's why I thought I was like, this can't be because the one I heard was the second one you played.
Right.
And that's when the guy, there's a longer one, but they kind of took out the parts that matter. There's a
Right.
guy's voice and then there's the
And
woman's
so,
voice.
and that's what, and the only, but just to play devil's advocate, I do know sometimes when you get into accidents, maybe you bang your head, sometimes you can be a little out of it. Sometimes you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times people are like, no, I'm just go home. Let me get about it. Like, so I get it. So maybe that is what happened. All I'm saying is the way that they're reporting it
And the thing about it
is
is
weird.
What is the word? Skeptics.
Right.
So on the internet, there's a lot of skeptics,
Mhm.
and the skeptics' biggest issue with this, there's 2 things. This is the kind of common thread. If you are seriously hurt, why go home? How do you get home?
How is his wife so calm during that
She's
call?
probably not calm. She's probably in shock. And secondly, would you go home if you were under the influence of alcohol to let the alcohol leaves your system? Yes. So the skeptics on the internet who are loud seem to think that his reason for going home is
because what they're saying is he was in fact the driver. His alcohol level was high. He went home to sober up, so he didn't get a second Dewey.
You're right.
That's what they're saying.
Yes. Because I feel like the people were hard on him the first time. He had a DUI on the 101 a couple years ago,
and almost lost his life in that one.
Right. So my thing is with these, I hate to rush to judgment,
yes, me too.
and I hope that's not true. I hope I like Kevin Hart. I think he's funny.
I've had the chance to meet him.
You did?
I met him on Wild 'N Out years ago.
Oh.
Years ago. Great guy. Always been nice to me. I've run into him a couple times. Always showed me nothing but love. Got love for that guy and a fan. But the way they were reporting the story, man, I don't know.
And you know what's crazy? So the Lil Nas X thing on
okay, so let's talk about that because that's so. After that, so while he is in the hospital, now mind you, regardless, I
was just saying that's just coincidental that episode aired.
Was scheduled to air.
Yeah.
Okay, so now mind you, regardless of whatever the circumstances regarding around this accident, his safety is first concern. Are you okay?
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else will work itself out in the future, whatever.
Right.
As this man is sitting in a hospital recovering from that horrendous accident, his episode of LeBron's show, the barbershop, came on.
Mm-hmm.
And should we play this?
We'll do it in 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get to that first. But before we get to that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's got to be like a definitely emphasis. I was trying to come up with a great.
Before we get to his.
Okay. Before we get to the.
I'll do it.
Okay, got it.
Before we get to this, a lot of things about Kevin Hart are memorable.
Yes.
A lot of things about LeBron's career are memorable. But some things in my life are memorable.
And I have a lot of memorable things in my life too, and I want to cherish those things. Like, my daughter just moved in with me full time.
Yes.
I'm looking back at old, back when we were still using Polaroid pictures. I'm like, man, I wonder what I can do to share this because cell phones went around when she was first born. So.
And Legacy Box helps you with that. When I was great at basketball, even though people don't believe this, there was some videotape footage of some of my great games. I had 26 and 12 against Yale, blocked a shot. That's a true story. Okay, you're laughing.
26 and 12?
26 and 12. Okay, your boy, I hit a couple threes. I wasn't even a 3-point shooter like that. Hit a couple threes, and I used to watch those tapes.
You had a triple-double cheeseburger.
I used to watch those tapes all the time because we had a VCR at the time. Me and Melissa used to watch it. She was like, enough. No, I ain't enough. Okay, it's my best game, and it was on tape. But what happens is technology moves forward, and you lose those memories.
Right.
My early days of the Playmakers, we had great plays, but they're on DVD. They're on mini DV, and we can't watch them. But Legacy Box is to the rescue. So now we were able to find those old tapes, at least the Clayton Earl tapes. I'm still looking for the basketball tape. Found those old Clayton Earl mini DVs, and we sent them to Legacy Box for them to digitize that old video. And I'm super excited to get it back because I want to show my kids what I used to look like when I was under 200 pounds, because that was a long time ago. A Legacy Box is the world's largest and most trusted digitizer of home movies and photos. With over a decade of experience, Legacy Box has been trusted by over 450,000 families to digitally preserve their families' memories. And our YouTube history goes back 10, 12 years, but other than that, we don't really have any home videos. When we were growing up, we didn't have a luxury of all the time in our home movies in digital format. So a lot of times, them home movies, they go unseen for long periods of time. And Legacy Box was really able to bring those memories back to life. And I can't wait to get mine back. I'm so thankful that these memories are coming back, and Legacy Box has taken what I thought was lost and brought it back. So I want you to send in your Legacy Box filled with home movies and pictures, and they'll do the rest. Legacy Box will professionally digitize your own onto a thumb drive, digital download, or DVD. They'll send you easy to follow instructions, and you'll get all your original pre-recorded or all your original recorded moments back, along with perfectly preserved digital copies. There's never been a better time to digitally preserve your memories. Visit legacybox.com today to get started. Plus, for a limited time, they're offering our listeners an exclusive discount. Go to legacybox.com/RR to get 40% off your first order. Again, that's legacybox.com/RR and save 40% today. Get started preserving your past.
Okay, So back to the lecture at hand. So as
Kevin Hart on Lil Nas X coming out.
So cool. So this is what was said on the show. Here we
Yes.
go. So I start turning it?
And with all that early success, you felt it was important to make an
Fire
announcement.
Baker.
He said it was gay, so what?
Why did you feel it was necessary? Who cares? That's actually my question. Why do you feel it was necessary to come out and say that?
It's not that like it's like being forced. It's just like knowing, like growing up, like I'm grown up to hate this shit. I'm not supposed to ever like
Hate what? Hate what?
homosexuality, gay
Why?
people. Come on now.
Why you gonna
If
hate
you're really
it?
from the hood, you know like it's not some. So it's like if for me, the cool dude with the song on top of everything to say this, any other time, like I'm doing this for attention in my eyes. But if you're doing this like while you're at the top, you know it's like for real, and it's like showing like it doesn't really like matter, I guess.
Exactly. It doesn't. There it is.
All right. That interaction, however you
And
feel
with all
about
that
it,
early success, you
Hey,
felt
hey, hush, Paul Rivera.
that interaction, as that man was sitting in a hospital trying to rest and recuperate from a horrific car accident, got him dragged on Twitter. I'm not even going to repeat some of the things that people said, but it was sick to hear some of the things that people said. People were wishing death upon him. People were poking fun at the fact that he had an accident. And I am starting to and I called you. We had a call. I understand that we live in a different time and a different era, and everybody gets a voice to say stuff. But this whole just run to say terrible things to people because they have a different view than you, it makes my stomach hurt.
You know what I think? I think the internet is coming for all of us.
One way or another.
No matter what
it's
you do.
just inevitable.
I'm just prepared for the
Right.
day that I get dragged for something I said.
They were saying that he was homophobic. They were saying that interaction, and basically, to me, I thought he was trying to be accepting of Lil Nas X when he was just saying like, so what? He's gay, like saying like,
That's
2019, like who cares? Like it's such a normalized thing.
That's the interpretation I got from him. Like
But everybody
it
else
shouldn't
was
be a
saying it
big
like-
deal.
How
But
did you feel about how he said? I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
no, go ahead.
How did you feel about the things that he said in that minute clip?
I feel like what happened. So here's the thing. Framed. For me, it's framed with the uproar.
The public uproar, public outrage.
Outrage.
Mhm.
And I think what people were upset with was, it's like what I saw mostly was like, Kevin Hart, oh, what do you mean for what? Somebody just get like, because people like you made insensitive / homophobic jokes
10 years ago.
10
Right.
years ago, like, and Kevin Hart, I mean, everybody knows coming up in the hood, it is not as acceptable to be gay in the hood as it is in Twitter. You know that. You know the way we grew up. That people were not just accepting of gay people. Not the way it
that's
is
the
now.
thing, the way we grew up. But this Lil Nas X kid is 19.
Yeah, dope.
The world is so much different. You can see guys kiss on TV.
But also, you see kids bullied for being gay, and to the point where they kill themselves.
Well,
That what people feel like on Twitter is not actual life. And what your actual life is, like Kevin Hart's joke was, if my son was gay, I would break a doll box over his head. And people were mad about that.
Right.
And if you're gay, a lot of people were saying like that was my life. Like my family was like that.
And it wasn't a joke.
And it wasn't a joke, right? So what people are saying is they're still like, did you hear this? You're not familiar with conversion therapy? So conversion therapy was thought to, like, if you were gay, your parents.
Oh, that you can be delivered from it.
No, that you could be converted. They would like a lot of times put like electrodes and like they would like basically shock the gay out of you. Mm-hmm. The dude who started that just said he was gay. This was like last week. So the world is not as progressive as that clip may seem. Yes, though.
The guy that was in charge
of conversion
of getting the gay out of you, the gay was in him.
Yes.
It
seems like something out of a Mad TV episode.
But do you feel like he deserved to get? Do you feel like Kevin Hart deserved to get dragged on Twitter?
Here's what I feel like. When people decided they didn't, I don't even know if Kevin Hart could have said anything in that moment that would have made him look good. I don't even think if he didn't say,
why he didn't say nothing. He was gonna lose anyway.
The fact that he was in that conversation at all, I don't think there was a right answer for him. Now that answer what people would have preferred him say is something like, I know what that's like because I too used to make people feel like that, and I make fun of them, and I've learned from my mistakes, and I see why people like me made it harder for people like you, and I apologize for that, and I'm working to not be like that in the future.
Who talks like that?
That's scripted.
But he talks like that.
You're not thinking about that off the top of your head.
Like, you're not thinking about a prepared statement frame of mind.
No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing, like, they can't possibly expect that to come out of the pocket in that moment.
Oh, you can expect it on the internet. You can expect whatever you will want.
When they're shooting it, I'm saying, like, they can't expect him to. Well, I see what you're saying. Like, people that are coming after him.
This is the thing about the internet that we have to accept. I'm supposed to be eating right. What did I just eat? Chick-fil-A with mac and cheese on a sandwich. I disappoint me. My trainer went on vacation this week. I was like, oh, you're going to Mexico? I'm not going to that shit. I go eat. I had McDonald's for breakfast on Tuesday. I came in, Josh and Serena were there. I was like, don't look at me. I'm ashamed of myself.
Pulled the hash brown and McGriddle out.
I had Chick-fil-A yesterday.
Pull some M&Ms out of your bra.
I've been doing everything but what I'm supposed to be doing. I was in the gym today. I finally got my act together, and I was like, Chick-fil-A for lunch. So I disappoint myself.
Right.
In the internet, there's literally millions of users on these things. Billions. 150 million, I think, active Facebook users. Hundreds of millions. You are not going to impress everybody. Everything you do, you say is going to offend people. If you offended somebody from stuff you did 10 years ago, some of those people are Kevin Hart. There's nothing he can do ever. They will never, ever forgive him. Ever, never. Change behavior is the only thing you can show.
Okay, let me cut you. This is the thing that I don't like about this. Okay. This thing that I hate about this. He made those comments 10 years ago about the dollhouse and son. He apologized 10 years ago. 10 years later, he had to lose a gig.
No, well, here's the thing.
Because he wouldn't apologize again, and he had no other homophobic things happen in that 10-year span. It's like, okay, I get it. I'm not excusing what he did. He was wrong. He said sorry. Let's move on. Why are we still holding this to him like he has a history of being like this? And even in that clip, he just seemed genuinely confused by what Lil Nas was saying. And I think that sometimes just because you don't understand somebody doesn't mean you're being rude to them and disrespectful. Maybe you just don't understand. You're trying to get a clear understanding. That's what it felt like he was trying to do. Like, and that's really what the vibe of the show is in a barbershop. You get to freely talk amongst bros.
Have you been in a barbershop?
Yes.
Listen, I follow some gay people. On Twitter. Some grew up in church and all that. They say, man, they hate the barbershop.
Really?
They'd be like, man, you think the barbershop, one dude I follow who I didn't know was gay at the beginning, his dad is a pastor and stuff. He was like, man, if you are gay, the barbershop is terrifying. He was like, the most homophobic statements come out there. He'd be like, I don't even be trying to be gay in the barbershop. I be trying to act straight, do push-ups and stuff.
See, I've been going to the barbershop since maybe 4 years. I don't necessarily remember overly.
Yeah, because that's not you.
Right.
It's not going to trigger you because it's not. You know how much wild, dumb stuff you've heard in the barbershop just on anything.
Yeah.
I'm talking about conspiracy.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, the stuff in the barbershop, I'm like, man, y'all are crazy.
And I did grow up in an era where gay people did used to get made fun of.
I'm going to give you an example.
Stuff, so I get it. I understand.
What's Bernie Mac's greatest set to you?
The one about I liked a lot of it. Well,
Kings of Comedy.
No, actually, my favorite one was his first step comedy jam. But I know what you're talking about. Where he was talking about beating the sun.
I watched that when it came out. Him downstairs. That whole set at the time, nothing in my mind was triggered at all. I didn't even think of it when he said the F word about the kid. Didn't even cross my mind. I was like, I was 16 at the time, 20 years ago. Hilarious. That clip went viral on the internet a couple months ago. I was like, you said that, Bernie? At the time, that was completely acceptable. When I was in the barbershop, people talked like that. Yeah, and it was in rap music. Right. It's still in rap music. Rick Ross still be talking like that. And we be rap. Oh, not me personally, because I really don't buy that much rap, by the way.
That's not a surprising thing.
I know, but people are like, that dude Ross is far. I be like, I'm listening to Snow Allegra. You know what I mean? Like, but that has been a part of culture for a long time.
I just feel like we, at some point, we have to be able to let people make mistakes and just get like.
I think that I agree with you.
Like, you know, I'm 40. I just turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
I seen several. I seen maybe 20 to 30 tweets wishing death upon that man.
I've seen.
Saw.
I saw.
Seen.
I have seen or I saw.
I saw. Saw, you're right.
Okay.
About 20, 30 tweets of people wishing death against that man for some things that he said, and whether you know, just for some things he said. You know, I'm 40 years old. I've never wished death upon anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing that is more concerning to me is where are we at as a society? Like, why are we so mean to people?
I don't think that. Here's my thing, and this, I don't know if this is whatever.
Okay.
I don't think we've changed that much. I just think we're more aware of how people think. When Jackie Robinson was helping integrate baseball, he got death threats at the field. He got death threats written. Right. Like back then, you just wrote the letters in. All we have now because of technology is we, the unintended recipients, get to see the accusations. Right. I don't think people are necessarily worse now. They felt that way forever.
It's just now it's just more access to it.
Now we get to see it because of social
very
media.
Interesting.
Yeah, people haven't gotten. Bro, when they used to do lynchings, people used to pull up to lynchings and take pictures. They had picnics. They used to cut the bodies up and take fingers home as souvenirs. Like, it was a party. A lynching. Whoa. Yes.
Whoa.
Lynchings in the South during slavery, post-slavery. If you see old pictures, it was the whole town's affair.
They used to kill a black person and people would take home fingers as
cut their fingers off as souvenirs. It was like a whole town thing. Like that is, you would be surprised. So I don't think
I never knew that.
Yeah,
I knew about slavery. I didn't know that they would.
Yeah,
like it was like a take home souvenirs.
Take home souvenirs. Woo. They would shoot the body. They cut the baby out of pregnant bellies of people who were lynched. They cut the baby out, step on the baby's head. Like, we've been trashed since the beginning of time. We will continue. We destroying the earth that we live on. Yeah, I'm part of the problem. The whole plastic straw thing. Every time they bring me a paper straw,
I love turtles.
Do you?
I hate purple. I hate paper straws. They always die in the middle. They ruin the drink.
The paper straws at the party though are really good.
Okay, so I just don't. I feel like there was nothing he could have said that people would have been like, cool, like you said.
No.
Even if you would have said, but this is another thing I'm thinking about. Being that this is the way it is, and they know he just came fresh off of the thing with the. Nobody has the wherewithal that's producing the show. Like, maybe this. No. We shouldn't have him.
I think that clip was out before the accident.
No, the clip just came out.
No, I saw that. I'm pretty sure.
No, but the clip. Well, I'm saying it came out after all him losing the job for the Emmys because of the homophobic stuff.
The Lil Nas X clip.
Yeah, it just came out recently.
Well, I thought you were talking about the accident.
No. I was talking about the fact of him getting dragged on Twitter because of what he said.
What does that have to do with the homophobic tweet from 20 years ago?
I don't know. I just watched my own channel. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I had a really, really solid point too. Let's move right along. Speaking of New York Undercover, Malik Yoba has just come out.
Man, do you still have that video?
Yes.
Pull the video up. Well, actually, to preface the video, he was trans attractive.
You want to tell me what he said?
Yes.
So if you don't know, Malik Yoba, star of a show back in the day called
New York
Undercover. He came out recently and said that he has an affinity towards trans women. He said, I'm going to read it. This is the direct quote. His name was Maurice Willoughby, a 20-year-old baby who killed himself from an apparent drug overdose after his girlfriend left him due to abuse. Clearly, as evidence in this video, this young man was confident in his choice to love who he loved, but the uninformed young men around him haven't been taught by us that love is love and acceptance of trans love is okay, and bullying has nothing to do with masculinity or heterosexual behavior. Ultimately, his mental and emotional health was not intact enough, and the fragility of his life as he saw it was too much to bear. Oftentimes, this type of shame and ridicule can lead to murders of women of the trans experience. Not okay. Clearly, he didn't get the support of his peers who think that toxicity equals masculinity and humanity. that being a real man means we must disrespect and demean those that find themselves attracted to women of the trans experience. The fact that he was trans attracted presumably meant, this was long, I didn't realize it was this one. Okay. Presumably meant that he had no safe place to go to find the support he needed to learn to navigate love of a woman of the trans experience in a world that constantly tells you you're wrong. Trans people deserve love and respect, as do those of us that love them. I love all women and count myself among those that find themselves trans attracted. And I too have felt this self-imposed shame that comes with that truth, but it's time to speak up. It's not about genitalia or sex, but about attraction to the soul and humanity of an individual, and often the beauty that is in the courage and conviction to live one's truth. As a self-identified cis heterosexual man, I am too learning what it means to be trans attracted. Many of us famous and otherwise that have struggled with accepting our attraction, so we do nothing. This must change. Period.
Now cue up the freestyle, because this is what I have a problem with.
With all that said.
With all
So that was that.
being said, cue
And
up the freestyle.
he doubled down and said this.
Oh, you gotta run that back.
Run it back.
Oh, you gotta see this.
No matter what, you must begin where it begins again. In the beginning, I told you there was the word, and the word said we will love each other. No matter what, you my sister, my brother, whether you be a trans man or a trans woman, I do not know. If you do not understand, yes, this is a freestyle. I'm feeling kind of wild off the top of my dome in somebody else's home. Leave me alone.
Someone else's home.
Put your words and your comments and the shit you don't. Dope on the dome as I think about it daily. Made me move deeper and deeper into my warrior spirit. Here I come. You're going to see it and you're going to hear it. You're going to feel it if you don't understand it. Lean into it so you understand it. See, because all of this is just the way God planned it. You the one that's confused. You the one that's going how you like that? Those little freestyle.
Now I'm mad at I'm mad at the arrogant chuckle at the end, like he did something.
This is why Eddie died in New York. This is why they blew up his car. Because Malik Yoba was doing that on a lunch break on the side of the set, and somebody was like, somebody has to die.
Now listen, this is my opinion on the whole thing. As far as whoever he's attracted to, man, I'm like, love who you love. That's cool. I ain't really got
hate what I hate, which is your freestyle.
I discriminate against that freestyle. That was trash, man. You ain't gonna make it on the Wonder Years with that. Yo, why did he say this? That was trash.
He should have taken the time to write his slam poem down.
Bro, I'm like,
because that.
He said, then the end, he into it. No.
Woo!
I don't know if that swag matched the bars.
Talk about a stinkeroni.
Oh my God.
That was a bizarre.
Yeah. And so like now I guess I was just more, and you know, I'll be saying how I feel. I guess I was just more, I didn't understand like
what?
Why. I mean, I understood in the context of what he was saying and all the stuff that he said before. You know, unfortunately, the young man lost his life. I understand that. So, do you think that him saying, I'm Malik Yoba, I am attracted to women of trans, and I am like, do you think that was like an attempt to show support? Like, I just don't understand. Like, if that's who you're attracted to, I get it, but
now,
I just didn't understand the announcement.
It came out that a 13-year-old trans woman said that he slept with that person while they were underage.
And others.
So at first it looked like he was just being one of the first celebrities to openly admit they were trans attracted. Mm-hmm. Now it looks like he was trying to get ahead of what might be coming.
Let me just bash his freestyle. I don't like the bars. I mean, whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we're gonna go ahead and fill on it. But this is what I did want to talk about. How much time we got left, Joshy?
I gotta go to the eye doctor in 12 minutes.
All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's. Okay, we talked about it now. I feel like we talked about everything but ourselves today. All right. Me and Kevin are officially both parents of teenagers. How are you? Kevin has a 13-year-old son, you know, named JJ. I have a 13-year-old daughter named Kiara. She's about to be 14 on September 26th. How do you feel, man, that you're now the same baby boy that used to fit on this part of your arm, because Kiara did too, is now 13 and his voice is changing.
I don't think we have enough time.
Maybe we should just have another.
This is gonna be.
Yeah, we can't 12 minutes.
I can't.
Because I have so much to say about raising a young girl that I wasn't.
Yeah.
Even, okay, let's
save that for the next episode.
Okay.
Keep that on the docket.
Let's keep that. Okay.
You can't just throw that in at the end with like a coleslaw.
Okay, let's talk about. Okay.
I gotta go to the doctor, man.
You just said it,
12 minutes.
Oh, I thought you said we had 12 more minutes.
No, I have to be there.
Oh, we gotta
in 11
wrap this up now.
Yes.
Oh, thank y'all for tuning in.
My headlights.
What if he goes?
That light is blurry. This is blurry.
It shouldn't be blurry, man.
I'm blurred out.
Just let him go to the doctor.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for another dope episode of Righteous and Ratchet. I have been your host, Doughboy.
I've been Kevin Allen Fredericks.
And we will see you guys next week.
Peace. But the Right Pack will see you later this week. Okay, I don't really wish I didn't say that.
Wow.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, man, get out of here.
I was like, dude, what are you saying?
I thought you said 12 minutes like we have 12 minutes left.
Let me transfer this real quick.
Oh, man.
Wow, we really did shoot for dang near 3 hours.
Yes.
All right, but now we don't have to shoot Tuesday.
Bye, Right Pack.
Right Pack's still in here.
I ain't crazy, but I know what I know.
All right, guys, goodbye, my friends. Go back to work.